Another tough day at work today. Stephen Kirk think I suck. Throw back a few wobbly pops, feeling down on my luck. And the interns ruin every show. But it's still where we want to go. It's Mike and the Minifans. 'Cause nobody had any better plans. You want to be with DC and our aim in a hand. The host can't see it's Mike and the Minifans.
Hey, how are you? Welcome to Mike and the Minifans, the longest hour in recorded broadcast history. This episode of Mike and the Minifans actually will be brought to you by the Fawns College Football Dynasty League. It'll be streamed on many of the Fawns channels. Timothy Fax will be doing play-by-play, and I think some championship games will actually make it to the big time networks, the Menners Minifan Network and the Kirk Minahan Network. So shout out the Fawns. Let's go, boys. How are you? Kane, how are you?
Doing great, BA. How you doing? Welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mike Minifans, great again. Here he is.
Thank you. We just needed me back, and we needed a sassy, bi-curious man named PRC to take the role of Joe the Axe Saunders and get the boys together. So shout out PRC, my boy. He's a great guy. Fax, how are you?
What's up, buddy? Happy to be here for the 8th week in a row. Keep my streak going. I'm never going to leave these people alone. They got to see me every day.
On time this week. Thanks,
on
Fax.
time.
Appreciate
Let's go. Yep. Kids ain't here. I'm ready to go.
Somebody's dying.
Yeah. And Patrick Ford, who may or may not have someone screaming in the background. Ford, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm going to have to be on mute for a good portion of this because we're in hell up north with the 2-year-old. But good evening, gentlemen. I'm going to go right back on mute because I think it's ramping up again.
All right, no worries. You do you. It's a great crew. Great to be back. A crazy week, KMS. Really, I want to start with the con artist from Maine, Steve Earl Robinson. I believe he is a con artist. He is the guy in The Simpsons that was the monorail salesman trying to scam the town of Springfield for money. This is what Steve's doing to the Minifans. And you could tell Kirk just wants to be like, fuck this guy. But he has a soft spot for Steve. But I don't know. It rubbed me the wrong way. $100 for this bullshit 45-minute documentary that he could put on a paywall for $5 and probably make more money off of it. Doesn't seem right. Kane, what do you think about the con artist from Maine, Steve Earl Robinson?
I would never pay $100 for that. I mean, I thought that was actually kind of funny. Like, I think it's more of him trying to just actually fuck over the Minifans just one more time. I thought about it and I was like, if Kirk really was like, hey, let's support this guy, I probably would do it. I would buy the ticket because Steve gave me a lot of laughs in the show and I really love the show. So I appreciate what he did for the show. He worked really hard, but he also made a ton of money. He got a $5,000 bonus and complained about it, which to me is unreal. I mean, $5,000 is a lot of money. It's kind of rubbed me the wrong way, but if Kirk was really like, hey, let's support this guy, I mean, I guess I'd probably buy a ticket. So,
well, the thing is, he's coming in with this too cool for KMS attitude. He's breaking the microphones. Fax doesn't even know who this guy is. Fax is like, who the fuck is this loser right here? He's breaking the microphones. Is he having money problems? Bitcoin was on the high, and he sold his house, lived in a camper off that Bitcoin, the Bitcoin rush. Now he's complaining about $1,000 bonuses. He got $5,000. He was making $100K a year to work 5 days a week, 2 hours a day. So, Fax, what did you think about this as someone who didn't really know the background of Steve as well as some other people?
Yeah, it was interesting to me because I got a little bit of background listening back to older episodes because I had gotten some recommended to me by Freddie Lynn, fellow Minifan, shout out. But
wow,
it was weird seeing it when Steve did come on because I didn't expect him to be like that, like aggressive. I don't know. It was like it was the too cool for school type of deal, but also like aggressive, like very combative. It was just like, all right, it's not that deep, buddy. Like, calm down. And then with as far as the whole show goes, the drive-in thing, somebody should have just said, that's way too fucking expensive. Like, they kind of joked about it, but no one was like, bro, cut that price in half, like at least.
Half.
And that's still steep. That's still steep.
I think if Steve had any business sense, he would ask Kirk, hey, people go to Saco like 3:00. Can I play this at Saco at like 3-4? And then I'm gonna put it on a paywall for $5. So I'll premiere to all these guys, all the fans, and then ask, hey, can you buy it for $5 to support Steve? I think if he goes about it that way, it's like, yeah, I'll support the guy. But he goes about it like, I'm gonna try to suck $100 off this guy's. You're essentially for the hardcore fans like Mama K, all the Kimps out there, you're doubling up their weekend. Now $100 turns into $200, and it's like, it's highway robbery for 45. No one cares, and it seems like he didn't like talk to Kirk about this at all. He just tried to piggyback on this. Ford, what do you think?
I'm more curious to see what the Q&A is like. I kind of want to go just for that. There's going to be like 10 people there at this price, and he has a half an hour segmented out for questions and answers. He's going to be standing up there, and it's going to be like Kirk's desk asking him questions about the show.
Should we take like a book from the Palestinian protests and do Occupy Saco on Friday, and just the Minifans just go and say, I'm not paying, but I'm watching, get their tents and do Occupy Saco.
We should rent a couple school buses, pay $100 for the school bus, and roll in with like 50 people in each one. But
that's what I was saying too. Let's just get a huge car, just pay $100 and have everyone go. Ford, what were you saying? Sorry.
It's robbery. It's a huge day for the Ziggies and the Reds of the world who have hated Steve forever. So it's a huge win for them. But no, I think I know what he was like trying to be the cool guy, but he just came off like a total asshole on the show. And I like Steve, but yikes, it wasn't a great appearance.
Yeah, it was a terrible appearance. I even think Kirk is like, he's like, yeah, a day in, 2 days in, you're like, man, this is everything Kirk goes against. He doesn't want to gouge Minifans out of money, and it's just, you have your first producer, your partner, the guy that started the show with you, still to this day trying to gouge him out of money. And I think I didn't really like it. Kane, what do you think?
I think he thinks he's just like an equal, I think he in his head thinks now I'm an equal. He said he bonused his people at the main wire, had to throw that in there. I actually thought the first half of that show was a lot better than you guys are giving it credit for. I thought it was really good. And then I thought it tailed off when Justin really wasn't prepared, to be honest. That show kind of tailed off after. He was kind of counting on Steve to run the show. Steve was not ready to work either. But that's kind of what created it. But I thought Steve, he's going to take his shots. If he felt really disrespected, he's not supposed to fucking say anything. Of course, he can say what he wants to say. And I thought it was pretty good, but it definitely tailed off with the lack of preparation from Justin.
I agree. The first half was better than this. I think he got a little wild during the second half.
Steve, a little wild.
Yeah, it's tough. He doesn't really keep up with the world or anything, so I don't know. But any final thoughts on Steve? Fax, you have any final thoughts on Steve?
Yeah, I was going to say, Freddie Lynn said something. He said, it's the show's fault for not setting the expectation Steve would be behind the glass through the whole thing off. Kirk's tweet was stating that he was coming to produce, because it was after the whole Coleman suspension thing. He was listing off those little teasers of like, hey, here's where we're going to have produce. And Steve was one of those. So I felt like it was pretty clear that he was going to produce. At least that's what I was fully expecting. And
he said that. I thought he said that too.
I think he said it as well. Yeah. And so then all of a sudden he came and he's like, why am I behind here? It's like, bro, because you're brought in to produce. Just, I don't know. I think the best point given was he sees it as equal. And you guys may be equals just like in your respective man-to-man career or whatever, but when you're on the Kirk Minahan show, the equal thing kind of gets thrown out.
You could
But
tell
on-
Fax knows nothing about Steve. We know that now. We could tell.
On the flip side of it, though, that's like Steve said from the beginning. He's like, just charge these fucking people $1 million for every show they're going to show up. So I guess he's sticking to his guns. But
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, the
Full
one
of streams
defense
for
that
a weed movie.
the one defense that everyone has is, he's upfront about scamming people. Well, then if he's a con artist, why are we even associating ourselves with him? And yeah, he comes in like, oh, why was I supposed? I didn't think I was going to be behind the booth. So does he not know Coleman was suspended? Didn't he do like LinkedIn deepfakes about Coleman? Like he should have known he was behind the booth. So. King Minifan Sneaks, the commissioner of the Fawn Sleeve, said, "Is the golden ticket still a thing?"
I think that's expired now, right? Is that time expired?
3 years. I think
it was for life.
It was for life? I thought it was like a
think
3
so.
years or something. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
Boner
No,
James
it's
is saying. Boner James saying Steve was pissed off when Kirk signed a 3-year extension in 2021 and didn't include Steve. The amount of work in the case pushed him over the edge. You know. But yeah, I don't know. I thought Steve.
I mean, he worked his ass off. You did it. You really worked hard. I mean, even Kirk would always say he worked really hard. So
yeah,
you earned his money.
He got paid $100,000 for a job that two guys do for that now. So
Yeah.
comes with it.
yeah,
Exactly.
like $100,000 for like it's a dream job for $100,000. Like really, you're not.
Oh yeah.
It's people do way worse like manual labor, like dealing with fucking crazy shit for
The
$100,000.
military or
Military, you know, Dr.
Marketing.
Vodka is he gets probably $50,000 from the government from his disability. So, so actually, Kane, you brought up a good point. Justin was unprepared. So Coleman, his suspensions ended. I think the main thing is, did you miss Coleman these 2 weeks? Was Coleman missed these 2 weeks? And I think we'll get into the Ted Sellers story, sir. But would you say Coleman was missed these 2 weeks? Ford, what do you think?
Yes and no. I personally like Coleman, but I no longer miss Coleman when I heard the Ted story. I think I'm the biggest Ted guy. He's my favorite third chair. He's just like a great guy. After I heard that, I'm like, I think I'm good for a while. But I'd like to have a Mick in there, and I thought John was great today. So I missed him in a sense, but after that, no, thank you.
Well, Troll King Sneaks, King of the Minifans Spirits Group, a good point. Justin proved again that he's not a number one producer. I think that's clear. He seemed overwhelmed at times. There's no drops. The stories lacked a little bit, and it's not he's a shtick guy, sidekick shtick guy, as Boner James says. So you're saying you didn't miss Coleman at all? Facts. How about you? Did you miss Coleman? And let's try to take the Ted Sellers. We'll get into that in a second. But did you miss Coleman as a producer this week?
No. I mean, at first when he left, I was like, oh damn, this could be like a bigger deal. But once he wasn't on time, and then to really just add fuel to the fire, that Ted Sellers story, after that, I was just like, all right, like whatever. And for me, I didn't really notice a difference as far as like the flow of producing. Like all the boys who came on did a great job. Like honestly, like a really, really good job. And their flow with Kirk and Justin seemed to be even better. Like Coleman would just say shit, and then I would be sitting there thinking like to myself, what the fuck is this guy talking about? Like, why is he even trying to speak right now? He doesn't know what he's talking about. So
I'm reading a lot of Sneaks comments, but boohoo, guy couldn't reach his wheelchair, be better at being handicapped. So I guess Sneaks is Team Coleman here. Kane, what do you think? Kane, what do you think? Did you miss Coleman this week?
I didn't really miss him, but it's more because I want Mick in that position. That's the guy I want to see every day, you know. Mick Maniac all the way. I think he deserves it. I think Coleman's kind of just shown his true colors. I mean, in the end, he doesn't really care about the show. In my point of view, is from all I care about is the show and the quality of it. So if Kirk isn't going to be able to work with Coleman, which he's not, I don't think at this point, we know he's not going to really do it. It's not going to work out. I think it's time for me. I'd rather see Coleman out and Mick in and make it the best show it can be from a selfish level. That's the way I look at it.
Okay.
See,
go ahead, Fax.
I was just gonna say Boner Jam's comment. I actually agree with it.
I was gonna get to this so we can
okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So Okay, so John is the clear choice. Mick is a perfect crazy pet for 3 months until he has a mental breakdown. John's a punching bag of personality rip off. Coleman's a dead man. I was gonna get to my next thing was gonna be like who did the best job in these last 2 weeks, but I actually think the show did lack without Coleman. Ted Sellers' story aside, no drops. I think Coleman's Barstool stories can be funny. I think he does come prepared, whether you're not his stories are good or bad. And he has a good punching bag. So I think the show did lack a bit. The drops, like a show with drops or without drops, the drop shows are always better. The drops, if they hit well, and no one came in and tried to replicate any type of drops. So I think that was a miss on the fill-ins. So it's pretty much John or Mick. A lot of people are saying John, like Boner James. They thought John was the best fit, but who do you think had the best fit over the week?
I really don't know how you compare though, even like those guys to Coleman. I mean, Coleman's been there for months. That's not fair. I mean, if we see Mick after 3 months, you might say, "Wow, I don't miss Coleman at all." So I think it's that's kind of a really unfair thing to put.
Well, I'm not trying to compare them. I said it was lacking with the drops and stuff, but who do you and that's fine. But who do you think did the better? You think Mick did the better job, right?
You're saying who did the best job?
Yeah.
Probably John, I guess so. I think John had a really good show. I'd say overall, probably John did the best job this week. Yeah.
A lot of people are saying that actually. The tweets and everything are saying John was a natural in the booth. I thought it was funny when John was rambling at the start of the show and Kirk was like, "Okay, John, take it easy a bit." So that made me laugh because John is a rambler at times, but I thought he did a good job. He was confident. I think his Adderall prescription or whatever he did really kicked in at the right time, so he was chatty. But Ford, who do you think did the best job?
I think John did the best job. Like he was my favorite. This was my favorite show, I think, today. But I think if there is a replacement, it has to be Mick, just based off longevity. And I think John was better today than anybody during the week. But Mick's kind of the guy. Plus, John lives in Pennsylvania or wherever the hell he lives. I don't know if that's out there. If I doxed him, that's a shame.
Facts.
Yeah, I definitely think John did the best. I love Mick. Mick is awesome. And he's hilarious. He's a good guy. But I think that because of John's little more relaxed approach to the show, like he's just, I think that all that practice that he gets fucking around with us, acting like idiots, it makes him look natural in the booth. And you didn't see him fumbling around. If he needed something, he's just there like grabbing. I don't know if it's that Adderall, like you said, maybe once those pupils started dilating, he was locked in, but he did great, and I love the dude. So I hope to see him in there because I really liked his flow too with Kirk. It was punching bag, but he doesn't say like completely stupid shit like Coleman does a lot. Coleman just says something where you're listening and you're kind of like, what the fuck is he talking about?
Yeah, that's true.
And that's that's where he falls short. And John at least half-ass knows what he's talking about sometimes. So it's just
GD difference. Jeep saying GD.
Yeah, exactly. And that's all you need. But in a perfect world, you want like Mick and John, but you don't want to kick Justin out because Justin's great too.
Yeah, it is funny though because when they did the it's almost a year from Sacco essentially, and when they went around who's going to be the producer, I said it's going to be like Barstool Idol. All these guys will be working for the show in a year from now, and pretty much like Montante's the salesman, John's the CEO of the YouTube, Mick's the backup producer, Coleman and Guts is game with Gus. So pretty much everyone is still kicking around, which is funny. But
I want to see that Mick Justin dynamic. That kind of really intrigues me because it kind of started this week. That'll definitely get pretty rowdy. So I think it'd be great for the show. I think Mick is just a logical choice for just a fit.
It would also be great if GVE just turned into like the bullpen for KMS. Like John's in there. Next thing you got Jake eating paper in the third chair.
I had someone. There's actually someone. I won't get too into GV, but Penners reached out and was like, "I've watched back Meeting the Minds for the last 2 years, and it's the funniest show on the internet." I was like, "That's crazy, man." I don't know.
There's some wild ones.
I don't know.
I stayed up with you for like that 12-hour one. Yeah, fucking crazy.
But we'll get back to KMS. I know Kirk's a huge fan of Meeting of the Minds, but and we don't want to make this Meeting of the Minifans like the last 6 weeks have it. So A lot of people are saying two producers are needed. I kind of like the two producer dynamic.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get back to Coleman, a dirtbag move, leaving. I even think if it's not like a special or handicap guy, I don't know if that's the proper term, but I don't. It's a dirtbag move leaving anyone at a bar by herself for like an hour and a half. Like, first of all, I was saying he's not like a good looking guy where it's just like it takes you an hour and a half to get ready. The guy's like fat and ugly. Like and it's not like you work the manual labor job where you're stinky after work. Like you could go home, get your gym shorts, spray some deodorant, and you're back in 15 minutes, So it's like the guy maybe he has a time disability. So maybe time disabilities is real. It's a scumbag move, like just leaving your boy at the bar, like, or tell him, hey, come over. But then someone said maybe Coleman's like house is just disgusting and he has like clothes and food everywhere, like takeout from the night before, like all left out. So I don't know. What do you guys think? I know Ted, we'll start with you, Ford. You're a big Ted guy. How disgusted were you about Coleman's actions?
It didn't hit me till after, but it's one thing if it's your boy, like you said, like if it's somebody you've known for a while, it's your buddy, like you could come back and the guy's gonna be like, what the fuck you doing? Like I've been stranded here for like an hour, and it goes over a little better. Like he's never met Ted before. Like that was his first impression. So no, I forget. I think it was in the chat afterwards, and somebody said it. I was like, oh, I didn't even really pick up on it. Yeah, it was just an atrocious act. And that was the same game, and this wasn't Coleman's fault necessarily. But poor Ted, we had the basketball game that night. I went out to grab something, help bring something out. Coleman got Ted's wheelchair stuck in the back of his car for like 10, 15 minutes. Like poor Ted was just sitting in the front seat and we were like trying to fucking jam the thing out. I have like a video of it somewhere, but he's just all over the fucking place. But yeah, I was okay with Coleman. I still probably am. Like I'm never out on anyone. I'm just a spineless coward when it comes to that. But yeah, no, that was horrific. And Ted's the best third chair in my opinion. So
I think Ted did a great job, but he's kind of like Julie. He has a Julie laugh down, but he has more substance than Julie. We could get to her later. Todd said no reason to leave him at the restaurant unless he has a man in his bed back at the apartment. So
that would be crazy. That would be the craziest part if it turns out he's like, yeah, I was just having sex with a guy.
I was getting a quickie. I was doing a quickie
for a quick fuck, and I was back in.
That could be. Bax, how disgusted were you? What do you think? Like, can Coleman come back from this?
I mean, I'm personally out. Like, I'm just set because it's just like, dude, what a douchebag. Like, you can do that to anybody. I would feel guilty for being gone for like 15 minutes if I said 10, just because it's just kind of like the principles of a person. Like, word. A man's word is important. A person's word is important regardless. So not even backing that up is just fucking pathetic. And I hate shit like that. Now you bring in the dude who actually legitimately cannot leave. Like someone can say, oh, fuck you, I'm out, and then just walk out. Fucking Ted can't do anything. There's the most fucked thing I could think of, man. But
if I was Ted, I would have got fucked up and been like, it's Coleman's fault. Like I had like, what do you do at a bar for like an hour and a half? Like I would have had like 6 margaritas, slurring my words on the broadcast.
That KMS game would have been fucked up, man. If it was me,
Beanbag Ron said earlier today on Twitter, he's like, that would have been my zone. A couple of years ago, 2017, I would have shut that fucking place down. But
I would have been ordering shots. You want to do a shot and just be like, this guy's been gone an hour. What's he doing? Fucking a dude. I would have been. Good comment for Mima over here. Coleman putting Ted in the front seat is the scariest thing he's heard. So I don't know if Ted's I don't know if Ted's a front seat guy. I don't know.
He was. I think he was a front seat guy when we got there because the wheelchair was stuck in the back, taking up the whole thing. Like he didn't collapse. Like I'm assuming those collapsed to like condense. He just fucking jammed it in there somehow. And then it was
without taking it apart. You mean? So he
it was like it was in full. Like he broke his door trying to get it out. You could hear it like go past where it was supposed to. Yeah.
Kane, what do you think?
How do you deal with that?
Yeah, Kane, as a guy who's been called the scumbag, going after Mama K, going after or tweeting something of sneakers enemy. What do you think of this scumbag move from Coleman?
I think it's. I mean, I had a disabled brother, so I can maybe take it from a different tact. But like when you take Ted, I feel like you own all that he is. You know, I would never have just left him there anyway. I think it's just weird. I think only right now for him, it can only get worse. To the explanation of where he was and what he was doing. You know, if he was at home, if they found out he was somehow figured out he was playing video games, I mean, it could only get a lot worse, I guess. I don't know.
If that's the case, I think Kirk will be.
Oh yeah,
out.
he's out. Yeah,
I don't think he can just I don't know. I wouldn't leave anybody for that long. Never mind disabled or not. It's just kind of a weird thing to be 10 minutes away, come back an hour. I wouldn't do that in general. So I don't know. I don't know if it's a scumbag move. You know, I think that's a little harsh. I think he's just
Perfect.
You know, he's kind of aloof. You know, I don't think he's. I don't think Coleman's a scumbag. You know, I think that's a little rough. But
Boner Jam said plot twist: Kane is the disabled brother. So Haas's take Curtis. Dickens put the wheelchair in the car. So that was pretty good.
He's a TaskRabbit certified though assembler.
Dickens?
No, to fold it. Yeah, Dickens. That's what Coleman had said.
We'd have been all over that.
Yeah.
Although he was, and you know, he kind of was. I would say Ted was crying a little bit. I mean, he definitely hammered. He put the fucking hammer down on him. I don't think he was in any danger. You know.
Well, I think it was like he got the green light. He got the green light. Coleman was gone. It was
a good move. It was great instincts. Great instincts. But
it was like
I don't know. He wasn't.
The number
green light. Like, oh, he's a piece of shit. All right, yeah, I got something too. Like, here we go. Like, we're all good now. He's a piece of shit. We all agree. All right, yeah. Listen to this fucked up story he did.
Oh, this is great. A Ted and Carly, a deep cut to Justin's friend Carly. OnlyFans could be put wheelchair on wheelchair. That'd be nice.
That's a good pull. That's a good pull.
All right. Anything else on Coleman being a scumbag? I think we kind of everyone's kind of in agreement there. The next thing I want to get into, Minifan of the Year. Halfway through the year, people are thinking of Minifan of the Year. I have my top 5 that I would say I think are the top 5. I think Don the Jeweler and David and Marilyn are 1 and 2. I think people are complaining about the Twitter account like crazy. Well, the Twitter account stinks. Ever since Don and David took over the Twitter account, there's no more talk of the Twitter account stinks. It always is going, and I think they have a big part to play in it. I think Bobby, being like a pseudo intern cameraman doing the parody songs, dark horse candidate. Robbie V, I think honor, integrity. Robbie V, he's there all most consistent guy on the network. He doesn't do it. He does it for his loyal the Robbie V fans, and I think Jimmy too. Jimmy's a number 5. I think Jimmy dies if Coleman leaves. Jimmy is dead and he'll be forgotten. But I think those are my top 5s. Do you guys have any thoughts on Minifan of the Year? I know Fax is in there. Kane is. I think we're all in there. Kirk kind of dismissed some of us, but what do you think, Fax? Minifan of the Year. Do you have anyone that you think, or do you agree with my list?
I mean, I think your list is pretty solid. Anyone else were to stand out? I don't know. I feel like you could put Mick and Mutt in there based off of appearances alone and the fact that they've actually contributed to content. Like, you don't have to love them and you don't have to be like, wow, these guys are great guys. But, you know, with those two being in studio and on the team and interacting with people, just kind of providing the entertainment, I don't see why not. Same with the Drips. You know, you got John and Pat. I'd like to see them win. But I really agree with your Jimmy take, though. If Coleman's gone, so is Jimmy. I don't think that goes – like, he can come back in another form, I'm sure, and he'll reveal himself maybe. That would be cool to have that.
I think that'll help.
So who knows?
No, never.
Like, if Coleman leaves, he can reveal himself, be like, I had Coleman the whole fucking time, and now he's gone. But also, yeah, the illusion of him, the mysteries.
Someone once posted a picture that kind of looked like Ziggy, and he asked him to delete it. So I don't think Ziggy's ever coming clean about being Jimmy. So,
I don't think so.
Your first 2 picks, BA, are 2 guys that you don't know what they do. Then, if you're going to go by that logic, then Shark Minahan's definitely the number 1 guy. I mean, you know what he does. You see his content.
But Shark is like Kane. So I like Shark, but I think Shark is he's very. he isn't every day doing stuff. Whereas Don and David, they're doing every day, and they're doing it behind the scenes. Like they're not even doing it in their own name. You know, I know that they do it every day. They tweet at least once or twice a day. So that's what I'm saying.
I don't think he wants it. I don't think Shark wants it either. I think he
Yeah.
likes being just the stats guy and the paper guy, man. He don't want that glory.
Sorry. I know. He even put himself
I
on the
don't
list,
forgive
but
you.
he's a guy.
Speaking of not wanting the glory, I agree with your top 5 BA. We talked about that. I think the person that Kirk's talking about in his second tier is the person that I probably like. I think we overlook sometimes. I think it's Tim. Tim went to every basketball game. He worked the camera. He did the scorebook. He still keeps the stats of every show and tracks and logs everything. And he's always there for, and like he's been there forever. He's been like the P1 day one guy. And like he had his, I guess the Minifan of the year was not the Minifan of the year, the Minifan Hall of Fame, before Kevin blew that up with whatever it was. But I think, he's not, but he's also a guy that doesn't want the clout. He doesn't want the, he doesn't want anybody to really pay too much attention to him. He just does his business and tries to help the show in his own way. Tim is my pick, I think, right now.
Well, he's the best Minifan ever. It's not even. I don't even think he's. I think for me, he's the only one I would never, ever, ever criticize. He's that. I mean, he's that guy.
Tim is one of those guys. Tim is tough because like he's on like a pedestal, so you kind of overlook him sometimes.
Yeah.
From the chat, we have Scott Bass said, "Bring back Pimp Ryan Minahan." Pimp Ryan Minahan was a great caller, great Twitter account, great caller.
I think another guy. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, Jackson said, "Why is no one mentioning Beanbag Ron? Beanbag Ron comeback story."
Ron's solid. Love Ron.
Don the Jeweler. This is a good one too. Harmon is a top fan. Be a Man guy. He is at everything. And what's funny about Be a Man guy? Last year at Saco, he comes up to me and he's like, "BA, I'm a huge fan of yours." And it's funny where this guy has like 4 million.
Like, what the fuck?
This guy's like the most famous guy, like most famous like social media guy around, and he's fans of the 420 show, the Drips. Cam, he's a huge KMS fan, so that's funny. People are saying Mama K too. I think she's at everything. She's she goes to everything, right? She comes on shows. So and then
how about
Kane Mama K ticket. That's what I'm in.
Kane Mama K. Patrick Colley said BA's been battling type 2 diabetes all year and is the leader of Mike and the Minifans. So maybe I should be in the mix. So thank you, Patrick.
Going back to Harmon, he went to every basketball game and kept the stats for every game. So he was always sitting over there with like a little notebook or a piece of paper. One game, like he dropped it as he was leaving and walked out. When I say it makes no sense, it makes no fucking sense. Like he's got just scribbles all over the place, but like it all made sense to him. He's just I
used to call him Be a Biden, instead of Be a Man, Be a Biden, because I thought he's losing his mind. But he's actually a sharp guy. He's a cool guy. He's a nice guy. I like Be a Man. So he can be up there. Someone else, GB said John from Scranton as well. So John, John could be up there. So Minifan of the year.
Dude, finding out that Harmon was a Minifan, like for me, since I'm new to this, but I've seen other aspects of the internet, so I know who he is. And then I come to this, and then I go to his Twitter page for the first time. It's just like Minifan. I was like, oh, holy fuck! And then I see him in every video after that. Ever since then, it's like seeing a car that you own. All of a sudden, you start seeing that car everywhere. I started seeing him in every little video, every clip, every Twitter interaction. I was like, dedicated.
He's always there, and like that guy, like so. Yeah, he goes from like doing comedy with Shane Gillis to going to watch basketball, watch Raider Miro basketball of Pat Ford and beside Kane in the stands.
That's the guy you want in your corner, though. That's the guy,
he does Minifan shows too. Like he donated his time to that charity thing that he did, Minifandom that he did there. So.
Mike said I'm allergic to making a funny joke. Be a Biden. It's awful. It's not. They don't all hit Mike. I never said.
Can't all be winners.
I just said that was a joke I made. I didn't say it was good. But we'll go to the next topic. Let's see what I had. I'm trying to go in order here. Oh, okay. We're kind of in the random parts of this, but I thought the Montante conference call was very funny. I'm a huge Montante guy. I think that. Like, I love that he's closing deals, so you have to give him credit. He's closed this deal. I think if they can do something where if they can do it for the network or something or KMS scenes where the advertiser goes and cleans up a Minifan's house, I think that could be cool. I know they want. I think Gus is the perfect guy if he's selling his house and stuff. So I think that would be great. But you got to give credit to Montante. But I don't think Montante's the guy to be organizing a golf tournament. I don't know. I love the guy, but it was funny, and it would be funny to be on a. I wish that conference call was like live for the network. Like that's the kind of stuff that I would love to see. Like it didn't have to be live, but post it later. Just record it and post it later. Like that would be just. I would love to see Montante in his element, just like pitching to Kirk, and Kirk's like, "All right, man, this is fucked up." But I guess a golf tournament would be good to do, like the Friday of Saco, I guess. But what did you guys think of the Montante? But you got to give him credit. He's selling. He has closed. He has closed deals, so he's a closer. And Spiegel Scrap, he got me a hat, so it's an advertiser here too. So. What do you think, Fax?
I mean, like you said, closing the deals, dude. I mean, what a redemption arc from being almost completely deleted from the show and everything to do with it to now being an advertiser and trying to run a golf tournament. That's a pretty good redemption arc, if I say so. I love Montante because he's a little bit of a psycho, but he's funny. And it's funny to hear him just have any sort of engagement with Kirk because it's always him saying something that was really stupid and then Kirk saying, "Why'd you say that stupid thing?" And then Montante gets really angry. And then by the end of the conversation, he's admitting that what he said was stupid. So he'll be like, "Fuck you." And then like 5 minutes later, he's like, "Yeah, but that was pretty dumb." Yeah. It's just funny to watch those interactions.
I want an episode where it's all the mics in studio. It's Mike Montante, it's Mike Marks, it's Mike Manansky, and it's Michael Geary. I want the 4 mics in studio with Kirk. I think that would be that 4 mics on the mic. That would be a great episode. Ford, what do you think? Let's see. Menner's just texted me. He's probably saying the show sucks. Ford, what do you think about Montante's call?
He started playing golf like 2 months ago, and
he's all in.
Listen, I talked to him. This is what I used to do for a job for like 5 years. This is what I did. I ran golf tournaments, so it's not super easy, but he's actually in a pretty good spot, like logistically. Believe it or not, I think there's a few things that he has to like line up, but if he can pull this off with sponsors, I don't know if he has that yet, and he's getting advertisement for the show. I mean, that's a home run. And that deal, by the way, I mean, look at this. Fucking like this came out of my wall like 2 weeks ago. Like I need those McDonald's contracting guys. So that's a steal. $150 come by the house and fucking fix everything. Like home run. Yeah.
And I actually don't think 150 is a too steep of a price because like what does a golf course charge? Like 180, 90, $100? Like so 50, like then you have to budget food in there, and it's like, okay, how much are you really making ahead? Like $20 a head, it's not a huge moneymaker at 150 too. So it's just a fun thing for the fans too. If you get sponsorships too, that'd be great. Kane, what do you think? Would you bid to carry Kirk's bags? And then if you actually won the bid, it would probably be another controversy because I don't think he's letting you do that, even if you bid.
No, I don't think he wants any part of that, and that's fine. What I didn't understand about it, so I guess I'm glad Pat's here to kind of explain it. So he's going to set up a golf tournament. Supposedly there'll be food, but what are you making money for? What are you getting? Like, could you just all go to a golf course and just pay the golf course fee and just go there and golf?
I think if it's like 50 or if it's going to be like 30, 40 people, I don't think you could do that. Right.
What he was saying is like they're getting $90. Like the course is going to charge them $90 and they charge, I think, 85 normally, but that 90 includes food, golf cart, and golf. I think that's what he was saying. But no, you do like one thing he has to get like you'll do prize money for the top teams. You could do like closest to the pins. I mean, you could technically do that, sure. But if it's a more organized, formal thing, like Barstool too, you could get shirts thrown in there and made. I don't know. I think it's probably too short a time, but
yeah, it's probably too short. But I think a golf, if you do like an annual golf tournament before Saco, then over the years, like it'll build and build too. So I like that Montante is like the on the road salesman for Kirk Minahan. I really do like it because when I drove with him, I'm not gonna lie, we drove from New Jersey to Portland. This guy took no less than 50 calls. 20 were from 20 were from his work, selling scrap or whatever. 20 were from Minifans saying, "Are you going? Are you coming up?" And then 5 were from scrap Minifans. It was crazy. Like, it was so crazy. So the guy's a hustler. Like, the guy is a hustler. So, and he has a heart of gold. Like, he's a good guy. Yeah. He gets a little sensitive with the jokes at times, but he is a good guy deep down. So I think he's
for somebody that calls so many people too. He gets very aggravated if you don't call him back. I've noticed that.
Yeah,
like you call like 50 people a day.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So I'm still trying to understand the whole logic of it. So the extra money that's made, does that like go to Montante? Is that what the idea is? Or like,
I'm sure go to Kirk / Montante, or KMS, or KMS.
Barstool. They could loop in a charity or something.
So but if Montante's running the whole thing, he wants a percentage. I would. Like, he's got to get something.
If he's setting it up. You can do it your way, Kane. It's just like it's not really a tournament at that point. You lose a lot of interest that way or people that way, and you could do it that way, but it's less fun. And people have been asking for it for years.
I do have breaking news. Pimp Ryan Minahan just tweeted on Twitter, "Appreciate the love from fellow Pimp Barstool advisor on Mike and the Minifans. Tell Kirk Minahan and the Kirk Minahan show to take some calls. Let a pimp get some shit off his chest." So
I would say right now you are minus 250 in Vegas that you're going to get calls on Monday when Coleman's back, just so you can hear some friendly voices.
Oh yeah,
I think those phone lines will be opened.
I think I think I think Menners is right in this aspect. If you say, "Hey, Wednesday shows is going to be calls," then you get the pimps, the Trumps to know they can plan their bits. It's tough when it's just like random. Okay, let's put it in. Let's just put it in randomly, because you don't get those big guys.
Well, he's doing it so it doesn't work. You know, that's the only explanation. Because the only explanation why you would do something so dumb is because you're trying to make it not work. That's the only reason. I mean, he obviously just doesn't want it to work. So
at this point, too, like,
what else explanation is there?
Justin ran out of topics the other day, so he just pivoted. That makes sense.
Sure. And at this point, too, it's like, it's summertime. So I think it's a little bit summer KMS. Put the calls in. Like, it helps everyone out for show prep. Okay, we'll do half an hour calls. I'm sure some will hit. Some, like, I think they should just do it at least for the summertime. I don't know.
Going back to Tim and Canton. Sometimes I go back and I'll listen to. Do you remember when he did the month call mashups on YouTube? Like, he did like 4-hour YouTube videos of just all the calls strung together.
Yeah. It's like you need the bit, you need the guy, because there's a lot of guys that call in with the pre-planned bits, like they're on the script, and some of them suck, some of them hit. But if there's just guys off the cuff, like like the worst calls, like Kirk, what movie you're watching, So, I just have so I had a mail-in topic from my friend, from a good loyal listener. He said, "Would Julie put on a Colgard t-shirt and let Kirk physically shit in her mouth instead of getting a colonoscopy?" So I wanted to throw that to the floor. Do you think Julie would let Kirk shit in her mouth? Because she has some big she is very sexual towards Kirk Minahan, and it's a little bit like, I'm not watching KMS to have a lady swoon over Kirk. Like, I'm not watching for that. I think Julia is she terrible on the show? A lot of people are saying that she's just another terrible performance. So what do you think, Ford? What do you think? Do you think would let Kirk shit in her mouth?
I think, like, all kidding aside, not trying to be funny, like, I think if he was like, "Hey Julie, I'm gonna take a shit in your mouth," like, you cool with that? She'd be like, "Yes."
Yeah.
Not even joking. I think she would be all for it, just to go along with it. But she was getting hot and heavy in there today a little bit. But I don't hate her as much as other people. I hated her when she first started coming on. She hated me. It was a back and forth. Now we've made peace. But she's okay. She's okay.
Like, I don't hate her as a person, but as a fan of the show, it's similar to, like, I used to not like Cinema Lord's appearances because it was a lot movie heavy. I don't hate him as a person. It's just like, as on the show, like when she's like, "Oh, you gave someone's who did she say you gave someone a hug? I got so jealous." It's like, come on, like who?
Easy. Put a towel down on that seat next time.
She's a horny lady. She
did love with Kirk too. I think we've seen this before. I mean, she loves Kirk. It is what it is.
Yeah.
She showed it constant, like she's always saying something about him. So I think she's
So,
just mad.
Kane Ford thinks Julie would let Kirk shit in her mouth. Well, do you think Julie would let Kirk shit in her mouth, Kane?
No, I don't think she
Nope.
would. No,
Okay.
I don't think so. I don't think she'd go that far.
We got one yes, one no. Facts.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, I think reluctantly, yeah. I think it would be reluctant, but I think it'd be a yes. It's not going to be like a robot slave where she just like lays down, like go, but like she'll be like, "Are you sure that's what you want?" And then he's gonna be like, "Yes, I want to shit in your mouth." And then she'll be like, "Okay," and get down, and then it's just fucking game over from there. I don't know. She brings no interest to me on the show whatsoever. I don't know her as a person. She might be a wonderful person for all I know. She could be a saint. But on the show, I was bored the entire time. She didn't add anything. She didn't talk. I was just kind of like, every time she did, I was like, I didn't need to hear that at all. And then I was ready to move on. So sorry, Julie. I'm sure you might be a nice person, but not on the show. You didn't add anything.
She's good there for morale though. She gets a morale boost.
What morale does she boost? I don't.
She just laughs a lot and it makes me feel nice. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
She's
empathetic listener.
not great on the show, but
Hosh's Take Curtis said Menners would let Kirk shit in his mouth. Sources say Menners.
Wow.
What do you think about that?
No cock, please.
Menners know he's on.
Do that? I would shit in his mouth.
Menners just staring on this
podcast producer.
That's a live look. Menners Live will return after this. Shout out Menners. He said he will do an after show. John, if you're listening, you can fire up those calls because I think it was a great show. So I have a few random thoughts. I don't know if do you guys have anything?
Kane, you've had a rough week on Twitter. How do you plan to respond?
Yes, I had. Thank you. I had that.
How do you plan to bounce back?
Kane controversy.
Damn.
I kind of brought it up earlier. So you had you first had the Mama K, like from 3 Up 3 Down, where I kind of like maybe I baited it out by putting Mama K's DMs on the ups, but that was kind of a fun joke, and you said she's a terrible person, which I disavowed. I don't think she's terrible.
Didn't you play with your daughter's hair or something at a basketball game? I remember that was weird. Am I right?
Yeah, she did. That was a little, I don't know. That was more like a motherly thing, though. She wasn't. I wouldn't call it weird. She just was kind of, I don't know.
And then the second is you retweeted the KMS porn guy who was like a doxer account, puts people's kids online and stuff like that. So yeah, what do you think? What do you have to say for yourself after a rough week online? I in all honesty, I'm in a bunch of private chats, and a lot of the private chats were like, "Man, Kane's an asshole. That was a crazy move." Like, and these are, you could go from the trolls to the drips or the gamblers. Like every chat was on the same page. So what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I feel really bad. I just didn't know. I mean, I'm not a malicious person, so I don't really, I tried to explain this to him. Like, I just had no idea that guy was doing that. I guess I got to pay attention better. It was a bad move. Obviously, I was more kind of hurt. Like, not hurt is not the right word. I just felt really like surprised. Like they would think I would try to would want to hurt somebody's family. I don't know. That kind of shocked me, but I don't have any of that really in my past at all. I've never really gone after anybody's family or anything. So, I was kind of. But
you did a desk pop tweet. You didn't know what you're talking. You didn't know the ramifications. How about Mama K? Do you want to apologize to Mama K?
Apologize for what?
Right. There you go.
Okay.
Although she did, I mean, Kirk had not mentioned in a long, long time that his mother and father were separated, but she did say something like that. She said on EEI he did mention it. So. I think.
What are you apologizing for?
I'm not apologizing. I just
fuck them all.
What are you apologizing for?
Nothing.
Tell me something. Whose family did you go after?
I didn't go after anybody's family. I didn't know the guy. I guess that I don't know. Was it Jack Williams? That's his name. KMS porn guy. I don't know. If you look through his tweets, he took some shots of me. The only ones I could see, it said something about sneakers. When I looked back, I hadn't really looked through his stuff.
Because you retweeted the photo of him in a banana suit, right?
That's right. That's
That
what
was
I
it.
saw.
And
That's
then
what
so
I
you
saw.
just saw
Me.
that and
He
retweeted it.
tagged that. He tagged me in that. Like, hey, check this guy out. I'm like, buddy, I want nothing to fucking do with this.
I don't know.
I tagged you in it.
No, you didn't. You didn't.
Oh no! I saw. Yeah, exactly. So I didn't know. That's all I saw was that banana thing. Thought it was funny. I didn't equate that with this guy's doxing his family. It just didn't equate. And people like, you don't know. It's like I don't know.
No,
I mean, why would I do that malicious? I like sneakers. That's what I was trying to. That didn't make any sense. Like if it was somebody I didn't like, I guess I'd understand that. But like I've openly said that. I mean, I love.
No, stop babbling, for God's sake.
Oh,
You're representing the Manners Minifan Network.
No, I don't want anybody thinking that. Like
Yeah,
if
wrangling your boy,
somebody's family, that's a different thing. You know, you don't do that stuff. So I don't want anything to do with that.
Still going.
Sig said, "Who has
Still
more
going.
chins, BA or the Drip Lords?" And Sig is now banned from the chat.
Thank you.
I'm gonna block Sig again. I think he's just a little piece of shit too. Always
too
He
far.
got you so good for so long.
picking scabs everywhere he can. He's a fucking little roach.
Oh,
I agree. 100%.
He is. He is. It's a pile on,
Um,
or he's just trying to stir up bullshit. You know.
So that's
Never
it for
come
me.
to-
That was
yeah.
it for me. I don't have much more. I could hit the
Okay.
Menners live intro. I don't know if any Menners. Who do you want to keep on here? It's up to you.
Whatever. Anyone's welcome to stay.
Anyone's welcome to say. So,
Menners.
guys, thank you for joining Mike and the Minifans. I did a 50-minute show in solidarity with the unnamed show to be at that because the unnamed show is 40 minutes. So I did it in solidarity with Kirk. Summer KMS, summer unnamed.
It's late night with Mad Manners. I'm your host. Hello, everybody. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Manners till midnight. I will be taking your calls. I am also still alive. I haven't been fucked to death by the koala. So stick it up your ass, Steve. It's really good to see someone while we're all on lockdown. That's it. It's always sort of been there. The women's game has been ignored. So fucking scared. I mean, look at Steve Robinson. Since he talked about his parents in the first episode, he basically lied since then because he's too afraid. He doesn't have the guts that Kirk has.
Boom. Welcome to Manners Live. Good evening, folks. Just thought I'd jump in and do an after show. There's been so much happening this week in KMS and good time to chat. Pat, good evening. Welcome to Manners Live.
Andy, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. I'm good. I'm still waiting for my appearance on Drips in the office. I thought
We talk about that every week. John and I are like, we got to do it this week. We got to do it this week. We just keep slipping up on it. Yeah, it's going to happen
it's
at some
weird.
point for sure.
It's very
yeah,
weird.
No, definitely, yeah, it'd be a home run.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, Boner Jam says, "Wow, Manners has really fattened up over the years."
Fattened up.
That's what he said.
I think I'm looking pretty good. I mean, I'm fucking tired. I moved into my new place this week, so I've been burning the candle at both ends. But I mean, what a week of KMS! What a week! I mean, you had some topics I wanted to bring up to go through. BA, the Coleman Ted thing it's kind of just changed completely the way I look at him. Like it's an absolute game changer. And I said on Twitter, Coleman has always been super nice to me, polite. I don't know what he's like with Pat when he goes in there or whatever, but he always answers messages. He's, he's really good to deal with. He's probably the best producer they've had. You know, he does his best. But to just leave Ted in a bar like that, that's just the lowest move ever. And I think Kirk's right. He is just a bit more of a fucking airhead than we realize. Like he just gets so hammered and passes out and he's gone. It's just unbelievable. And I reckon he went home, like he jerked off. He, has had some food. He just sat around, I don't know. But that is the most selfish thing I've ever seen.
Well, we're definitely going to get the answers on Monday or Tuesday, whenever they go. So we'll
I
see.
don't know if it
what it's
will.
supposed
I
to
think
be. I don't
it'll.
think so.
I think it'll be like I don't know. Like I just kind of lost track of time.
I
I don't know what he can.
don't think that's
If he
gonna
went-
fly.
If he jerked off, then he's a freak. Like you can't control yourself. You got a buddy at a bar, go home, crank one out. It's like
You got to own that he has a wheelchair and he's like that. I mean, you look right at him, you know exactly what you're dealing with. I just can't imagine leaving him. I would never even have left him in the first place at all.
Manners, do you think he has a time disability, where his sense of time?
No,
He doesn't know when he is disabled in that manner.
I actually think it's actually more than that. Like I think he's not time disabled. He's just really stupid, like really, really dumb. And he puts, because he's been well educated, he can fake having brains. I know you guys are working class, so you probably don't get this, but if you go to these sort of private schools and stuff, they can teach you to put all the airs and graces on. And I think that's why he fooled Kirk in the auditions, because they train you up with that stuff. But think about it all. Whenever he says any issue with Kirk, he comes across as an idiot, whatever it is. Whatever they're talking about, he can never add to any conversation. He's
but he's always prepared. He comes prepared to work, though. I mean, usually has his stuff together.
Yeah, that's right. I'm not saying he's not
prepared,
100%. No, he's not 100% lazy, but he's just really, really dumb and just a complete fucking airhead.
My heart, AJ Price said, "There's no win situation with any excuse he comes up with."
Okay, and yeah, well, while we're talking about producers, BA, as you're the host of Mike and the Minifans, do I get can I be credited as a producer? Because I don't know, I said last week, John needs to delegate Mike and the Minifans to someone, and then a couple of hours later, all of a sudden it's delegated to fucking PRC. So, can I get some credit, please, at the end of the show?
Sure, I think you get credit, and I think Kane, the 3 Up, 3 Down, we kind of discussed this on there, and PRC, like I said, a nice sassy gentleman like himself. He can replace the axe. He checks the boxes, and he did it this week. He did a great job. Me and him were communicating. On Monday we had the panel. I think we have a panel for next week as well. So it's nice.
Well done. Whoop-de-doo. Let's see how it goes.
But I have to say,
let me guess. Will it be facts? Will facts be involved?
Maybe. Who knows? But Manners, I'll have to say,
Manners, you love me, it. Don't even pretend. Don't even fake.
I'm a facts guy. It's the guys. It's the people that want to come on. Some people get. How it is. Some people get. Kane was like this before. We would ask him to come on. He'd get nervous and not show up at the last minute.
But before you guys crippled the networks, I had no problem getting people. That was the problem.
Sure. So, yeah. Sure. I was part of it. It's the same struggle, but it's okay. And it's also summertime. I understand. Kirk even said, he's happy when BA is back. He's like, he called me MIABA, but I'm back. I'm here for the boys. And I love doing Mike and the Minifans. It's
shame you're not playing soccer, because you looks like you need the exercise.
So where are we? Where are we on the negotiations to bridge the networks back? We making
good idea. Good start, Kane. Well, firstly, it was infuriating at the beginning of Friday's show when John was babbling, and he was babbling about how hard it is to run the network and how hard it is to find people for Mike and the Minifans, and he was just babbling away. That's when I called everybody there. I wanted someone to tell John to shut up. That's Julie was saying, I got a call from Manners. Like I just was driving me nuts. Him babbling away for the first 10 minutes of the show. When did me and Joe complain about how hard it was running the networks? Never. Zero.
You guys, I think there was. Remember the time? Remember when we had a bad panel and the guy didn't have his microphone working, and then we were like, "Oh, we didn't address. Oh, sorry, we'll be better next time." It's happened. It happens to everyone,
I think that
and we actually deal with
PRC.
problems. We deal with problems, and John trying to spin it like, we did 2 Mike and the Minifans last week, and geez, we got a great show out of my fuck up. I mean, just fucking own your mistakes. Own that you're a lazy piece of shit, and that's it. You organize it at the last minute.
Well, we got John from Scranton here to defend himself. John,
I was loving that rant. I'm
Oh
sorry.
man,
Sorry.
when you were babbling at the wave on Friday
know.
shows,
When I saw that you were calling, it's like when your mom is mad at you and she can't get in touch with you and she starts calling your friends and you're
Yes,
like, oh,
yes.
fuck.
I called everybody. I called Justin. I called Julie. I called you. I don't have Mike and Kirk's number.
I wasn't
Yes.
bitching about it being hard.
You had a good show, John. No, it was a good show. I liked you.
The first hour was rough because he thought he was on Meeting of the Minds and he kept talking, and then he realized actually, I should shut up, because there was a time when Mike was looking across at John all the time, because normally Kirk says something and then we get blind Mike, who's really funny and witty, but instead John was jumping in like he was on Meeting of the Minds.
It was
and Mike
funny.
was looking across like, am I going to get a word in?
The funniest moment.
Don't listen to him, babe. You did great.
No, the funniest moment of the show was when Kirk. The funniest moment of the show was when Kirk was like, "All right, John, take it easy, buddy." And that was my favorite moment.
I was quiet. There's a noticeable quietness from me after that.
Yeah, because you were Manners is right. Show. You were chiming in as the second in command, where you have to be kind of the third, fourth.
Who the fuck even is this fucking Montante guy? Shut up,
yeah, but he looked smooth out there. He looked natural. So it was a good performance.
Thanks, buddy.
So I want Mick in there, but I think Mick is a logical choice. I know some people are down, but
I had two things I didn't get to talk about. I asked AI to compare Mentor's network to ours, and I have a full briefing on it I was going to do. And the other one was to call you Mentors and negotiate some contract details.
Well, that went well. It was a good chat.
Well, I said these are the two things that I didn't do that I wish I did.
I think you do a good job as producer, John. Like, you can't move there, can you? Like, if Coleman bites the dust, like you'd be far better than Mick.
Like Kirk said today about me, I'll move right in Coleman's apartment if that's what I have to do.
Okay, well,
but
well, you need to send fucking.
No, I think
the cringy DM. Like, I can actually make this happen. Because you don't have Crohn's, so you're like, way ahead of Mick.
That's
He's
one
like,
advantage,
yeah.
Everyone's
John, you'd be willing to move here? I didn't realize that. I didn't even realize.
If I had to, we're fucking better than Scranton, dude.
I didn't know the situation, but
yeah,
John can move here like he boated to Portland.
I take the yacht up, dog, and live.
When you were organizing the third chair, if you were a producer organizing the third chair, would you do it like this? Just start calling people in the morning, like, "Hey, can you come in at 9:30 today?"
I would have to have a committee. Yeah, for sure.
I just gotta keep my phone on me at all times.
Actually, yes, Max would be in there 3 times a week.
Somehow it's just Kirk and facts every day.
He's like, what the fuck are you doing here again? I don't know. John told me to come in, man.
Working the longest hour in recorded broadcast history.
Well, speaking of, I don't know, missing producers, where's Gus? What happened? His show's going in hiatus.
Yeah, shout out Gus, just taking a complete hiatus. I don't like when because when Gus has ideas, he gets all excited. There's all that buzz, and then I always say it's always hard to do your fucking third show or fourth show. Like when that buzz dies down, Gus just disappears, and I don't think
then he gets arrogant and cocky too.
Choice. Yeah. I don't think it's his choice.
Yeah, no, this is all personal stuff.
Yeah.
But it sucks because that's what happens.
I know it falls right into the stereotype.
Yes, and I don't want that for Gus. I don't want him.
So it's personal stuff.
Anybody else see in the background?
Yeah, he changed it.
What? Oh, sorry, guys.
Yeah, he's trying to get a drop.
Don't pay attention to me. Sorry.
Okay, Bitsville, buddy. So personal stuff. Are we talking about I guess it's personal. I don't really want to go into it, but my thing is, I think. Do you think he's had a reality check? Like he's gone, okay, this is actually not leading anywhere.
It's a lot of work to do one show, let alone he puts right off the bat, he puts 3 shows of his own on his own plate. It's
doesn't Gaming with Gus get views? Like unlike Trips in the Office, don't people actually watch it in the thousands?
That's hurtful, and we would never let you on that show because me, Pat, and John are
whatever.
It's definitely not in the thousands. I think it gets 400 or something on YouTube.
He gets a lot of live viewers.
He's a Rumble master.
60, 70, yeah. He's got the Rumble code down.
Yeah, he's a
Gus is transitioning. Meme said, and also Jameson said, I could see Kane talking to a horse breeder about jerking horses off all day isn't easy. I know.
Kane kind of looks like a palm reader, like you would read it. You know? No, you're welcome.
Can you
No
stop
call.
changing the background? How old are you?
Who?
What?
Who keeps
I'm trying
changing
to
the
find
background?
it.
This is Menace
Can't find
Live.
it.
Take away Griff Vegas Enterprises, please.
He's trying to find a
I was
drop.
trying to find the drop where Killer says, "What do you need more than your computer? A
Can you-
job."
Mm.
Yeah, I heard you say
Okay,
that.
okay,
None-
I'll stop. Sorry.
None of the
Okay.
producers use the
I
drops.
don't know where it is.
I
My
completely-
fault.
It's okay, Bia.
Well, there was no room for drops with all your babbling, so
I know. That's what I was gonna say. I've never been a drop guy, so I don't know what you were expecting out of me.
So Gus is gone. I thought another great performance today was Justin. Clearly, he was like busting to take a dump the whole time.
He was letting out little tiny farts that whole time, dude. You don't even. There are little gas leaks going throughout that
Well,
whole.
do you think there was a bit of leakage?
Oh, no, for sure. There needs to be some type of plug. We got to call anonymous.
Anonymous, welcome to Menners Live, hosted by BA featuring Menners.
Also, you don't have to block your number.
I've got so much more to talk about.
Did you hear us?
I'm watching Texas Super Kings play the San Francisco Unicorns in Major League Cricket. That's why I'm sort of half listening to you guys.
Sounds exciting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's my first. This is the first show in my new flat, my new apartment.
How do you like
Oh,
it?
Nice.
Anonymous.
It's good. So did they call up, John, or is the phone's not working again?
No, they're working. They're good.
Oh, the phone's not
Yeah,
working.
I take back what I said about Watertown.
All right, I gotta drop out. I'll see you guys. Thank you.
And
Hey, buddy.
thank you for representing the OG network.
Okay,
See you, Kane.
have a good one. Bye, guys.
So Steve Robinson, let's talk about that scumbag. I mean, obviously I was the original. I sniffed that rat out from the very first interaction I had with him like a month into the show starting. Fax doesn't know all this, but if he goes back and listens, Steve and I have a rich history of hating each other.
I also exposed him as a liar. I was the Steve's a liar list guy.
Well, it wasn't Robinson Crusoe on that island, that's for sure. But two things. Firstly, he's such a little bitch. Like, he comes in and Kirk tells him to stay in the producer booth and he stays in there like a good little doggy. Like, if he's this fucking tough guy taking down the triad weed, I mean, if I'm Steve and I'm not prepared to produce and Kirk says, stay in there, I'm like, no, I'm going to come and sit next to Mike because it's uncomfortable in here. The mic's too high. Like, he pretends to be this tough guy, but Kirk put him in his place like straight away, like a good little doggy.
Do you think Monday we see one of your favorite episodes and one of mine too is the death of Steve Robinson? Do you think Kirk could just run that back and open up the phone lines and be like, call in and kill Coleman? It's kind of similar, not really, but it would be a good spot for it.
I think.
Yeah,
definitely. But
Mac
for example,
22, Menners is the worst. Mac
Yeah,
22.
The thing is, I thought Friday's show was perfect for calls. After all the stuff with Coleman and Steve, and like it would have been the perfect time to end the week with a few calls and everyone get their shots in. But again, Kirk for some reason takes calls on a Monday morning, and out of the blue on a Monday morning, and wonders why he doesn't get any good calls. It's self-sabotage.
I on Steve, he's a con artist.
Can you put the next comment up, please, BA?
Sorry. Mac 22 said Pat Ford is a board too. Sorry, I missed that.
It's on brand.
What a con artist, and you could tell Kirk wants to be like, fuck this guy, but he just can't seem to do it. But it's like he's blatantly trying to rip off the Minifans because he knows they'll come. Oh, maybe they'll get to see Kirk there. It's like now you're doubling up the Minifans weekend, and then if you do the Montante golf tournament, it's a triple up. It's like, so I think the golf is more valuable than a 45-minute documentary on triad weed. Like, who cares about weed? Like, weed's legal everywhere pretty much. Like, who cares,
46 minutes, if you want to be fair.
Okay.
And then it would be in the millions. Like, they talked about how much Minifans would spend, and would actually get into the millions. But with Steve Steen, what I think was the snakiest bit of it was that he was trying to get Mike and the Minifans there, wasn't he? So if you wanted to go see Mike and the Minifans, you had to basically go to see his movie and therefore pay the $100.
Fuck! I didn't think about that one.
Yeah, that's the part that I didn't like the most, I think.
Yeah, so and he sort of went behind Kirk's back with that and went straight to Mike. So that's what I think is a bit snaky. I mean, it's not a bit snaky; it is snaky. I mean, it's John's a snake, but then Steve Robinson's a snake in like times 100. That's actually good. That's facts. If you want to know Steve Robinson, that's a good way of looking at it because, he was just trying to blatantly rip all the fucking Minifans off. So I hope it's now dead. I hope there's as Kirk said, there's 4 cars there.
Oh yeah.
That was it's not even the whole movie, isn't it? Isn't it just a preview? I thought it was just like a screening, so it was only supposed to be 30-40 minutes of it. I thought he had said something like that.
No, it's not the premiere.
No, I think it's
premiere.
It's
premiering before it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
No, yeah, it's
I mean, regardless, it's fucking
Steve
stupid.
walking around fucking main trailer parks, talking about how Chinese people are in there selling weed. I don't think it's gonna be a home run.
Yeah, it's
I'll be wrong.
I don't know. Who cares about? I don't know. Maybe people care about triad weed, but I don't know. I thought
$50 a car or something.
Yeah. Well, it should be do it $20 a car, $5 a person. If you do $4.
Well, yeah, it should be absolutely.
Or what I said, if collaborate with Kirk and say, oh, people go to Saco at 3 p.m. Can I put it on the screen at 4 p.m. and then I'll
say that before. We said it
before. Okay, well, we're doing the same topics an hour.
No, but you don't need to recycle the same bullshit take.
There's a lot of people here that just watch Menors Live.
It's true. The thing is though, it's just a glorified YouTube video. It should be on this network. It's no better than Drips in the Office or Meeting of the Minds or any of those shows. I mean, it's literally just a YouTube video that he's making.
Mikey actually, this is a good quote. Mikey Grabbags has been monitoring. He said 2 tickets spots sold since Steve launched. He's been monitoring.
And one of them is Julie.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So I'm glad the wheel has turned a little bit on Steve. And everyone seemed to not say nice things about him. Julie was saying he was a real asshole at the last show.
Wow.
So
Beanbag, look at this. Beanbag Rice. I just talked to Cricket Guy. Said the phone lines are fucked up, and people are saying John didn't pay the bill. Oh, John didn't pay the bill. John the jeweler says Don the jeweler.
Of course he didn't. Of course he didn't. Beanbag Ron, another Menace success story.
Jameson McGowan is saying Menors Live over Mike and the Minifans and is hoping you can unblock him.
When have I blocked Jameson?
I unblocked you recently, just now, but you still have me blocked from your stupid network.
Who, me?
Correct.
Yeah, don't take it personally.
You have me blocked, but I have access to the network, so I can actually tweet from it, but I don't.
Come on, Fatty.
I'm just
Red, why don't you do a show, Red? It says low energy manners. Why don't you do a show? And yeah, I am a bit tired. Why don't you jump on the network, Fatty, with your big tits? Let's see you come back into the world, piece of shit. What? He's another one of those scumbags.
It's like you got some anger built up.
I do. I mean, this is we're like Kirk and Jerry, or think of all those great duos that fall out. That's what Red and we had some magic going there for a while until he ruined it by being. Well, I think what happened was the estrogen just with his breasts got so much that it started to affect the way he thought, and
too emotional. Yeah,
are those coming
too
out
emotional
or no?
What?
Are those coming out bi-weekly or weekly now?
Which ones?
Minifandom. Oh no, whatever you and the Red did. Minifandom. Yeah.
It's been put on hiatus due to Men's Lives research.
Did you ever have your Roadcaster the Bluetooth won't connect?
Best producer in the business, John from Scranton, ladies and gentlemen.
Have you ever had that happen where I keep trying to reset and the Bluetooth is just stuck on no?
Unplug it all.
off.
Your Quidditch guy is trying to call in, guys. Quidditch, the
Okay,
internet
can
is
you
trying
talk to John then to fix it? I would,
actually, sorry.
I would say
Benner's,
just turn it all off. I think that's
Factory.
Yeah, full reset.
just unplug the Rodecaster and put it in again. Don't do a factory reset. And that should get it going.
I'll be on Open Borders this week.
All right, people that are calling in, wait 5 minutes. I'll be right back. Not 5 minutes, 2 minutes.
2 minutes. That's a 2-minute guarantee from John from Scranton.
Menners and Gus stay on hiatus, apparently. What do you see first? Gaming with Gus or Minifandom coming out next? Pretty even line, I think.
Well, Pat, I think
I don't know.
you criticizing me for my output is particularly galling, considering in the history of KMS, in the 5-year history, I have done more shows about KMS than anybody, and you can probably 10x it. Like,
No, not more than me.
No, I never.
I've done more than you, BA.
Not
Meeting the
10x.
minds,
Not.
meeting the
not
minds
10x.
doesn't count. Meeting the minds doesn't count.
I'm not saying.
Okay.
I'm not talking about minimize. Not 10x.
Okay, which
Maybe-
ones? Go on. Like Minute Fandom, there was like 300 episodes.
Mike and the Minifans, Comic Guy, Mike and the Minifans.
Okay, I'll say, so 5 times, maybe 5 times UBA, 10 times the next person.
I wasn't denying that.
I don't know. I feel like I'm catching
That's
up.
impressive.
What was
Facts,
that? Thank
facts,
you.
Mike.
Thanks, Pat. And this is a sort of riveting conversation. We could go into the numbers on Drips in the Office. Someone messaged me yesterday about they were looking for the famous rundown where I was screaming at Mayo about the main show. And I don't know, it's still on the network, and it was with Zonka and Lauren Lynn. Do you remember that, BA?
Yeah.
And I'm screaming at Mayo because he sold me out to Steve Robinson. We recorded a show, and I said something about a sponsor, and Mayo went to Steve and dobbed on me, and it was taken out of the show, and I was like suspended or something. Anyway, good times. Good times.
Yeah.
So Minifandom,
you should put.
Unfortunately, you know, it's just hard to keep up with 2 shows on the network. So Manners Live is a priority, and in the future, Minifandom will make a return.
That makes
Definitely.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
2026 maybe.
Oh wow.
Good outlook.
Now you have the new pad. You could be cranking them out.
Hey, got any 25-year-olds over there tonight or what?
It's 11:16 in the morning. So
that's right.
So what? You don't do
that's
brunch?
That's a bad move by me. Bad move.
no, it's all right. It's all right.
Legs and eggs.
Americans don't understand concept of the globe. I know.
Do you ever, tell the ladies now, hey, I kind of own the top breakfast spot in Sydney. I can make you a nice breakfast in the morning. Hey, how are you? Style or not yet?
Ooh.
I mean, no, but I might try that. That's why you're circling with the ladies and I'm not. Like,
Thank you.
I'm telling them, I'm this fantastic podcaster, and produce all these shows, and
What do you think about Julie on the show?
Can I just rewind because I got something I want to get off. So, get off my mind, and it is my show.
That's true.
So so Steve Robinson, Big X, glad to see that happen. Montante. Now, I thought his appearance this week was a tough one for the Montards. Like, he wasn't bad, but he also wasn't great. I mean, it was fine, but everyone's bigging him up, and he, a couple of times he just wasn't listening and babbling away a bit. I mean, what do you think, Bear?
I think, unlike John got his kind of amphetamines perfect today. Maybe Montante missed an amphetamine or 2 for his episode. So, but honestly, Montante, he can say anything. He makes me laugh. Just like,
oh yeah, but at one point he was like, "Oh, I wasn't even listening. Sorry."
yeah, but that if that's anyone else, you're like, what the fuck? But Montante, he remembered, I think he's doing well as a sales guy. You have to give him credit. He's closed the sponsorship for the North Dakota show. He's selling, right? So
I'm glad. He's a great guy. I mean, he should be in as often as he can be.
What do you think about my idea of having the Mike Marks, Mike Manansky, Michael Montante, and Blind Mike, the 4 mics on the mic episode? I think that could be a good one.
Yeah, good bit.
Good bit. That'd be a good bit. Good
All
name.
right, boys. I got to run. Facts, BA.
Thank
good
you,
seeing
Patrick. Thank you for
Andy.
coming on Manners Live.
Have a
And I
great
just
night.
want to note that John, it's been over 2 minutes.
Yes.
True.
Yeah, I'll leave on that. See ya.
All right, Pat. See ya.
See you, Patrick. See, that was kind
Big
of
three.
civil between me and
Yeah,
Pat.
the big dogs are the only ones left.
Big dogs.
Okay, well, two and facts.
Were you?
You're right.
Oh,
you're right.
sorry.
We got me and Menners, BA. Sorry, yeah, you're on the outs.
That's true.
Don't even joke about that. Facts.
I can
We
jump
made
over
the joke. We made the joke.
Me and Menners made the joke. Without me and Menners, this never doesn't exist. You know.
That's true.
See, Fax doesn't even know the joke you're making because he.
I
Oh,
know.
I thought you were talking about the one from earlier where you said
That's a deep cut. That's
My
That's a
a
real
deep
My
cut.
bad.
That's one of the first Mike and the Minifans deep cuts.
Yeah, no, I can't go back that far.
That's all right. So you were saying about Julie. I thought she was fine. I mean, I actually thought that was a good show for her to be on because you had Blind Mike, you had John, you had Justin, so they were all babbling away, and she could just sit there and say, you know, she probably only said like 8 sentences for the whole show.
Yeah, you don't need that though. Like, it's just useless.
Fax is kind of jealous because he was actually in studio.
What?
Well, I'm not jealous of it. I just wanted more.
But
From
Fax
Julie.
was supposed
Yeah.
to be in studio though.
Oh, what?
Yes,
you-
yes, and I don't deny that. Yes, that was half-assed plan though, but it was more of like it wasn't really like me and Justin being like, all right, let's do Friday, and then bam, it was Julie. It was just more, hey, if this works out, it'll work out. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
But were you in Boston? Are you in Boston now?
No. I had the week off and we had the in-laws take the kids, so we were basically free to do whatever. And I was like, you know what, this might be fun. Like, who wouldn't want to go on the show? That'd be fun. So
Fax was like,
I
Fax was like, this is my chance. Maybe Big Cat
Yeah.
will see this, and you
And
know.
I was like, I was hoping. Well, first I asked to be on the unnamed show and just be like the third chair, but they said no. So, Kirk, it was.
Good joke.
Oh my god. Sorry, dude. They're not all
No,
home
no,
runs.
just-
Fuck.
no, I'm just I'm just an asshole. That's
At least
all.
I'm
It's in my
batting.
DNA. No, you trying. You trying.
That's so
Um,
Fax. I used to be the comment guy on Mike and the Minifans when Blind Mike hosted. That's where I got my start as on Mike and the Minifans. So
Anyway, so in fact, I flew over from fucking Australia to Watertown, and they still couldn't organise to have me in studio. So don't take it personally.
That's
Like,
fair. That's fair.
they're fucking-
actually, Red had a sign outside the studio saying "Get Menners on," and then Red was in the booth when Menners was on for a Minifandom.
Yeah, and I spent every fucking Minifandom for months saying this was probably after, I don't know, they lost Mike, and they were trying to bring. Do you remember when they were just trying to bring in all these, like, not even D grade people in the media, like they were bringing in like F grade people, like Ryan Glassspiegel, because they thought they needed to get media people in. And I said, just bring in fucking Minifans to fill those spots.
I
Do you
mean,
remember
yeah,
that,
because
Big A?
at least you have like interaction. That makes perfect sense. I didn't know that they were doing that. Yeah, that's
A lot of the ideas that Menners and myself has said have actually, you know, sometimes it's weeks later, sometimes it's months later, sometimes it's years later. Because back in the day, I said, "Oh, the show should just give the StreamYard YouTube access to people so that they could just do it on their own." It took 2 years to do that. You know, Menners got Minifans in studio. I think Red got Don the Jeweler and David and Marilyn on the Twitter account. So you know, we're kind of tastemakers here, you know.
It's true. It's
There
true.
you
We're
go.
ahead of the game.
Yeah, whatever gets the ball rolling. I mean, both of those things, the Twitter account and the Minifans, has added, like, that's what I like about it. That's what I like about the show in general. I like the interaction between the fans and the host being so, like, actually personable versus everyone else, you know, on the show, they do their thing and then they fucking go home and don't interact. But Kirk interacts and it makes it fun.
Everyone is wondering where the calls are. The CEO is missing. We don't know. He said 2 minutes and now he's gone. So I have no idea where the calls are. Sorry, guys.
You just said fuck it and left.
Yeah.
Well, I think he's having problems with his Rodecaster. He's saying it's not connecting to the Bluetooth. So
Do a direct connect. Can you do a direct connect with the Rodecaster?
yeah, you can if he's got the cables. But
What kind of
he might
producer
not.
doesn't have the cables, John?
It's a good point.
Damn.
Tim. It's
That's a
really
great
good
point,
point.
Flex.
I've got 10 lying around my studio.
I have my own. I'm
I've
not
actually
even
got
producing.
I've got 3 roadcasters.
Oh.
So.
We should get Maybe Fax should be the producer of Menors Live. He could get the call-in number. You know.
Oh no,
Mm.
doing that. No,
That'd be great.
I can't. I feel like I would like fail once, and then Menners has my head. I can't take that pressure.
It's
I'm
true.
not gonna lie, yeah.
So, and the other thing is, people forget, but Justin Trudell was the original Manners Live producer. I can't remember what it was called then. Might have been called
Menors to
Manners.
Midnight.
Yeah. And you know, I mentored Justin. I trained him up. We had a really close relationship there for a while, but he's kind of turned his back on me now that he's in the second chair in there.
How long have you been doing producing work for, like in general, overall, if you had to combine everything?
Me?
Not just KMS stuff, like everything.
Oh, 11 years. 11 years.
Oh shit. Okay.
Mm.
I mean, I just watch like YouTube videos on like how to get shit set up, and then you just play around with it for an hour or two, and usually you figure it out. Like my setup is not fancy. I know everyone says it, but it's pretty basic. All I have is like one $40 mixer that I just plug everything into, and then I just pray it works.
Yep.
What do you use the mixer for?
No, it's an interface.
Yeah, interface. Yeah. Sorry.
But what do you like? What do you for drops or something?
So he's got his pod mic there, which is
Mhm.
and that's an XLR input, so that's going into the interface that then goes into the computer.
Oh,
but so the recent brought out so this is a tribute to Andy Mayo's show. What was that called? BA
Nickel's worth of free advice.
Worth of free advice. So they spent an episode talking about microphones. So Nickel's worth of free advice music. That Rode has now come up with a USB version, which is very good.
Yes, but it's $100 more.
Yes, it is.
They have a desktop one that has a USB that is the same price as this one, but I've heard so many good things about this one, and I personally like the sound coming out of it. So that's why I liked it more than like the Shure mics, which are $400.
Yeah,
but I just do this.
Oh, Great Australian Broadcast Company.
Are the calls working?
He's on mute. You're on mute.
You're muted.
Calls are working. My Rodecaster won't connect to my phone.
Wow.
Is there?
So plug it in.
Have you clicked your phone? Have you clicked your phone?
Huh?
Well, you go Bluetooth in your phone.
Have you turned off your phone and turned it back on?
No, you go into Bluetooth on your phone and click the Rode.
No, I know that.
It should be it'll stay Rode in the Bluetooth section, and then you click Rode and it'll connect.
Yeah.
Ricky Slick said JFS is the worst producer of all time. Beanbag Ron said Beanbag Ron said John, fuck you. Root beer, social media guy said classic. John from Scranton.
We're gonna try it this way. We're gonna try to take calls through Google Voice, and then see if
Patriots think again. Said even Justin has trouble setting up calls.
Yeah, even the
Freddie Lynn said Steve would be able to take calls.
I'm seeing Deadpool and Wolverine tonight.
Hostage take Curtis said, "Where's all those calls?" So
let the world know if it's any good, Manners. I'm kind of interested, trying to get back on Marvel somewhat, but
the line now says show is offline, but you can leave a message. Stock was up. We probably would have got like 7.
Minifan of the year. I want to talk about Minifan of the year. No, one of you said me. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, I haven't had Menners live in 2 months.
What?
Said haven't had Menners live in 2 months, man. Where you been?
We had like a Manners live like 2 weeks ago.
Nah, who's paying attention?
I mean, I was on Sharks odds. at like plus 9,000.
You were lower than me. Did you think? Oh, see you later, John. 2 minutes, John.
Actually, what I was thinking was, so we're 5 years into the show. Who would be the Minifan for the first 5 years? Half a decade in. Yeah, over the whole 5 years.
I think top 3, Tim and Canton.
Yep, I agree.
Number 2, Menners.
Thank you.
Number 3, I think you could go with a lady, Mom McKay. I think you could go. She's no. But I think okay. Who would you do number 3?
I don't know. I just started musing on it. What?
Me, Montante, not probably not.
You know, there's a lot in the conversation, but when you sort of think about the sort of totality of the 5 years, you know, who are the people that have been around? You've been around leeching off Kirk since the beginning.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
One day
just
Big Cat will notice me.
Yeah, he noticed me and now ignores me.
Yeah, Manners made it the farthest with Barstool after Clemmer. He was on Pick Central, you know. So
That's true.
Barstool Manners. I think he
True.
changed his name to Barstool Manners.
Hey, if you looked into my Dropbox right now, you'd see all the ZBT social clips. I don't know.
Someone said
Button up.
Kevin Manners to Kevin from Bristol. Would you put him in the top 3, Kevin? I think he's faded away. He still goes to all the shows and stuff, but he's not really a contributor to the show as he used to. Matt from Providence.
Yes, I want my name said out, Freddie Lynn. I do. Yeah, I want my name said. Thanks, Freddie. Thanks for noticing.
Peltz has been to everything.
A Minifan of the year. So who are some of your series?
So my 5 was, I think, Don the Jeweler and David and Marilyn.
They're both out.
Because of they took over the Twitter account, and ever since they took over, there's been the Twitter account stinks, the Twitter account doesn't post. So you have to give them credit for that. I said Bobby behind the scenes.
Can't give Don anything because it's probably not a real person. Like I think Don is Red, Ziggy, like it's a couple of people combined. That's why. Yeah, definitely. It's not one person.
I think the Minna ladies run him. I think it's Lauren Lynn, B&B. I think the Minna ladies.
That would be amazing. That would be hot to think about too.
Yeah, a collaboration with the ladies. I said Robbie V. I think Robbie V.
You say Bobby Costa.
I said Bobby.
No, I think for that song that we have to suffer through at the end of every show, he should be banned.
Great song.
It is kind of like it's so triggering for me. Like as I said, I've said it before, but my biggest nightmare now is I get to the end of a KMS and my phone is out of reach. You got
to listen to the whole thing.
Bobby Costa, though, the most played parody song of all time on the show. You know,
Bobby seems like a terrific guy, though. He's like a terrific young dude. We need more of Bobby and less of facts. That's what I'm saying.
I always invite him on when I was but he doesn't he never could go on. Mikey Grab Bags. You think Mikey Grab Bags? I kind of left him off my top 5, but
does he have to share the award with ChatGPT or does he get it by himself?
Ricky Slicks, Minifan of the Year, Ricky Slicks. So I also said Robbie V. I think Robbie, he's like a rock of the network. Produces a show all the time, was on the desk of Dave Portnoy.
It's also a good PR move to give it to someone like from his portion of the community. Like you could give it to him or Ted, for example, and I think it's sort of very good.
Yeah, Robbie D is a really tall guy, you know. So Jimmy, and I had Jimmy number 5, but I think Jimmy dies with Coleman. Oh, do we have calls?
Hey, buddy.
Don the Jeweler said 35 minutes, no calls.
So did you? So you clearly ran all your checks before the show went live tonight, John, to make sure everything was working, or like a good producer does, or
man, in and out.
Actually, someone brought up Harmon, Be a Man guy. He's at every live show. He's helping out with everything.
I would be happy to vote for him. He's not even a clout guy. Like he's the opposite of a clout guy. And as you said, BA,
he has the most clout. He has the most clout. He doesn't even care. He's just a fan of Kirk, and he doesn't like. It's funny how he's bigger than Kirk in a sort of way, you know, with his reach. Like people in Canada post his, like random people post his videos, you know. So, but then he's a fan of Menners and John and myself and Chris. He watches the 420 show every week. You know, that's a true fan.
Yeah, I would love to vote for Harmon. I put up Mikey Grabback's comment.
Mikey Grabbags. Menners, a man of low class and too dumb to know chat GBT limitations. No wonder 25-year-old wouldn't fuck him. Oh
damn, you got in his head quick.
I actually don't mind
one comment.
I don't mind the AI. let him use it.
No, I don't mind if he uses ChatGPT or this. Look, it was probably a different AI software. There's lots.
I just thought
there's
he used
music
like pre-made
ones.
beats, like he
Yeah.
just had music, and then he wrote the lyrics because I feel like he could write the lyrics, but
He writes the lyrics. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. If he
yeah, but
like,
but the beats
he
were
ha-
like pre-made. You can't come up with that on the fly.
well,
Yeah,
all
you
the
can,
beats.
you
are
can put all
pre-made.
that. You can put all the stuff in and say, ChatGPT, make this all rhyme, and it will do that for you.
Yeah, but I mean, you're
No,
already
but-
typing that much.
I don't think
okay,
so.
okay, guys, live in your little bubble. Yes.
There's no way ChatGPT
Secret
can make the
Service
references.
didn't know what was going on.
Okay, this is
Yes,
the
you
hill you're
landed on the
dying on.
moon.
This is the hill you're dying on.
Yes,
I
you
mean,
landed on the moon. Whatever.
John Frusciante working hard in the bottom right.
I'm really trying to field state because we might have to just end it soon. And just like the last image of the show will be John crying over his roadcaster.
I know. It's like
amazing. Like you had such a good performance on the main show
yeah, he did so
today.
good.
Pretty flawless, apart from you babbling, and you can't pull off Mike and the Minifans.
Got used to the fancy equipment.
This show destroys careers.
There was a lot. The funny thing, it's funny because this always happens when there's going to be a lot of callers.
so many
too.
calls. I know that sucks.
Maybe the phone lines are over. Like we're getting more.
I
we're-
can see all the calls.
We're getting more calls right now than Monday's Kirk Minahan show. You know, so you know.
Yeah, there are only 4.
I mean,
John, do you have an aux to USB-C like plug-in? Can you just direct connect it?
Right, everything.
Anyway, look.
About to be a genius.
Oh.
Check this shit out.
Just leave your camera on, John.
Just write down the
Jay,
shirt.
sir. How about
POV.
how about this, man? Jay's Mayhem goes on the show, prompts Kirk to come on Mike and the Minifans last week, and he just goes away all
Disappears.
scared. What a puss, eh?
No, that's fine. What about on Monday's show? Like Mike and the Minifans had some great moments last week. And Justin, which I actually missed it the first time, said, "Hey, Kirk, I've got some sound from Mike and the Minifans." And Kirk just goes right past it, says, "Don't worry about it." Again, like have some fucking balls. What you do is, Justin, you don't go, "Oh, I've got some sound from Mike and the Minifans." You go, you just play it. You just go,
Here, listen to this.
I want to play something for you. This is from Friday night. And you just play John crying like a bitch for a minute about the Minifans or whatever cuts he had. You got to like sell it. And if Kirk like puts you off the first time, maybe don't give up.
Yeah, I do agree with that take. They don't need to be like super aggressive, over the top, but they can give a little bit of pushback to get some content on the show. It doesn't seem that difficult. Everyone seems so afraid to say anything to Kirk. And you hear that from everybody on the show. It's like even John says it's like, "Oh, you wouldn't say that in front of Kirk," but it's like Kirk is a human being just like the rest of us, dude. You can say like, "No, this is good shit." Like, listen, and then he can rag on it all he wants. But as long as it's played, the people who are listening are the people who are going to like it. So fuck.
Facts. Jay agrees with you. He said Kirk is scared of the truth, needs his narrative to be paired out.
Okay, well, I don't need Jay to agree with me. He's a fucking moron.
I just it annoyed me because I thought, I don't know. It just feels like the networks are fucked. I mean, it feels like
this was a solid show. I think we had.
But it just feels like Kirk doesn't give a shit about the network. The producers don't. Like people do the shows and they're fun for some people, but
it would have been funny. It would have been funny to like. I don't know. But listening back to Dr. Vaca versus Kirk, like it was hard to watch. It was hard to watch.
Yeah, imagine being there, man, having to watch that fire.
But some of that would have been fun to react to on Monday. Like,
I agree. John crying. I agree.
Yeah. Anyway, whatever. It's just annoying. I mean,
no, yeah, I agree. Like, obviously, I'll have some bias because I was on the show, but I actually did think there were many entertaining parts because it was this fucking dumpster fire to start, and then it just became this psychedelic trip with how many people were jumping in, all the stupid shit everyone was saying, Jay trying to go off onto this deep state rant, and then basically everyone telling him to shut up.
I agree with Kirk, though. That's the problem with Jay. Like, I did bring him in because I was like, oh, this is a dumpster fire. I'll put Jay in. But, like, Jay makes it all about himself. Like just talk about the show and stuff for a bit. Don't get he's like he just makes it all about himself. Oh, this is fake, man. This is this man. Like, and it's like I agree. Like that's infuriating to hear. Like,
well, yeah, and then he got fucking pissed because I said I like the
Jay
psychotic
was on
fucking
correct behavior.
Montante.
Jay was on good behavior.
He's doing it. He's doing his own. He was doing his own bits, and then he was calling out other people for doing bits, and I'm like, dude, your whole thing is bits. And then all of a sudden, for the past fucking week, he's been all pissy at me.
Yeah,
like, get over it, man.
Jay being pissy at you, don't.
Yeah, it's not that
I wouldn't
deep.
lose any sleep about it. Fact.
Oh, I don't. I'm good.
Because I'm a Jay guy. I wanted the Jay versus Kirk. I was so excited to watch it back. And I was like, I finally get Jay versus Kirk on like an online platform. I know a lot of people won't like it, but that would be my favorite thing. And then he says his phone died or whatever. So I don't think you'll ever get that. You never get that chance again. Because Jay would have been like soft.
Yeah.
So
that would have been hilarious to watch.
Anyway, I've got to get to Watertown. That's my next ambition. I've got to get there as soon as possible. It's not going to be any time really soon, but
Penner said enough with the
ASAP.
It's not even slander. It's more.
Yeah, why'd you just sign a new lease?
What?
You shouldn't have signed a new lease, man. You just got into a new flat. You said you should have just.
Yeah. Fortunately, I didn't have to sign a lease. So.
Okay.
It's but the thing is,
Ricky Slick said Jay would say.
I would leave it here. I would leave it here and just go to Watertown.
Coleman's place. Yeah. Yeah, because you can just take it over. In 1 out, he needs a subletter. You can just hop right in.
Yeah. Even just come go for a couple of weeks, consult, show them how it's done. That kind of thing,
Consult. Not even produce, just consult, just kind of like sit back there behind both producers, kind of giving them guidance as they go through.
No. Like you need a button pusher.
Okay.
So I'd get Justin doing that, and I'd just boss him around.
What do you guys feel about the producer camera?
John saying the calls are working. John,
there you go.
Off mute. Let's see. He gave the thumbs up.
He's on mute still. He's on mute. Okay, so BA, what are the chances they actually work?
I'm saying Don
1 in 10.
Yeah, I'm saying 10%. Okay, let's see. Get off mute.
Please enter your show.
Oh,
look at him giving us the finger. It's taken him 40 minutes.
Yeah, that's true.
It's taken him 40 minutes, and he's giving us the finger.
37 minutes later.
Call in, beanbag Ron,
John.
Quidditch guy.
They check this stuff. They check this stuff before you go live.
Well, in his defense, I told him we probably aren't taking calls today, but then because I didn't think you would show up, and then
I didn't think I was going to show up.
And then in his defense,
I just thought I'd just jump in. It's stupid.
Welcome, host. You are now in the host room and can manage your callers from the Calin Studio web interface.
Suck my cock.
Call in. Everyone call. Hey, if you want to call in, 844-906-3800. Call into Menders Live, hosted by BA, featuring Menders.
Be taking calls because the main show won't. We're actually
follow a shot.
All about free speech here. Kirk's trying to silence the Minifans. He's trying to keep you quiet.
Shut up. We have a
Doesn't
call.
want your bits.
781. You're
781. Welcome to Menders Live, hosted by BA, featuring Menders.
I'm hosting my own show, you fat fuck.
Hey, Freddie Lind here.
Hey, Freddie.
Okay, hello, Frederick.
Hey, just a couple comments. Good show tonight. Mike and the Minifans. Good show by Pat. Good show by BA. Good to have you back. Good show by Fax. Fax with a shout out for people sending him old episodes. That was good tip. Yes, and Kane was on and he said words.
Kane was here.
Frederick, when are you gonna go? When are you gonna go on Mike and the Minifans?
Manners.
Frederick, answer my question. When are you gonna go on Mike and the Minifans?
I'm open for the invitation.
Good. We'll see what you've got to say.
I love that.
Happy to throw shots at one of the great Minifans. Minifan of the Year nominee, Kane. Anyway, so what's up, Freddie?
Manners, you deserve a mention for top 3 Minifans over the last. The show is in its 5th year. It's not been 5 years. It's been 4 years and a couple months. But you deserve a mention for top 3 Minifans for your longevity. You listen back to 2020, 2019. They're talking about you back then, and you're still around.
First episode.
So hat tip to Manners.
You were on they talked about you.
I'm like herpes. You can't get rid of me.
But my main point to put a bow on the Steve talk. First of all, the hate it's too much. First of all, Steve was the best cornhole partner anybody could have ever asked for. He's also a made man in the Minifan world. People forget what he did for the show. He built the show. He was a partner for Kirk the first 2 years. Is he an asshole? Maybe, but isn't that what's good for the show? He is who he is. You know, I die on the hill that the Steve hate is out of line. Steve deserves.
No, I disagree. I think on balance, he was a very good, competent producer. But John and BA know in the back channel, he was a scumbag. He was happy to dox people. He was happy to get them fired from their jobs. He was fucking the worst of the worst. And we're just seeing his true colors now with this $100 thing.
The doxing really ended when Steve left the job.
Yes.
It's probably because we were all already doxed. Everything was already out on the table.
Investigative journalism.
Another good episode, Facts, Doxapalooza, where they say I want that fat fuck Canadian information. Mike from Canada. Yeah,
okay. I'm actually gonna write that down.
That's a good one.
You got anything else, Freddie?
Steve always did what was best for the show, and he doesn't.
That is just plainly not true.
That's the hill I'll die on.
All right, thank you. Love you, Freddie.
Thank you, Freddie.
Bye, Freddie.
Plainly not true.
Do you have no more calls?
Well, we had 4 lined up before, so these motherfuckers are
you 3 other people call in 844-906-3800. Beanbag.
They only had to wait like 40 minutes. I mean,
I know it was 40 minutes, but
so weird they hung up. So weird they hung up.
I'm sorry, I had to fix actual hardware in the middle of little runts just chirping me.
Here we go.
And the comments and the you facts.
Where is vodka? Where is vodka tonight?
I don't know.
Where is vodka in general?
No face, no show. No face, no service.
Vodka was nice enough to say that if Coleman gets fired and I get the job, that he would be willing to go up and do a show and show his face in studio. I said, "Wow, that's brave. That's so kind."
That's big of vodka.
Yeah, very brave.
Jameson McGowan said, "BA stands for smelly fat guy." Not
this is my favorite.
That was great. I appreciate you. I love you. I have sex with you. Thank you, buddy. I love you too. I appreciate you guys coming here. No. I said I had sex with you. I remember that. It was great. All right.
I mean, that is just the most bizarre moment from Vodka, and the fact that he goes back, like he says it once. Okay. So
then he's like, "Hold on."
Stupid stuff can come out, and then you just hopefully no one notices. But then he says it again.
That's the Parkinson's.
So my thing is like he's jerked off to Kirk. That's
why is the banner not
talking about.
I turned it up. That's my bad. I was gonna just turn the number on.
Yeah, I think he's jerked off to Kirk. Like I think
Jay could call in if you want.
Anyway, well, if we're not got no more calls, I think we should wrap this baby up.
Fucking second, kid. There was a bunch.
Anyway, so John, what's the Jonathan?
Yeah.
Tell me about your day. So you get up what? 12. When did you drive to Watertown? What was the
last night? Overnight.
Overnight.
Yeah.
Did you? When did you slept all day yesterday?
And then I slept all day.
Yeah, and then drove overnight. And then what time did you get to Watertown?
So I got there probably about 6:30, and then I stopped to get breakfast sandwiches, and then I tried to go to the studio and missed the exit 3 times. So I went all the way to downtown Boston, had to turn around and then go back, which is just terror because Boston's a hellhole of traffic.
Smart guy.
Yeah.
Can't read Google Maps. But did you think of like staying at memes, like Montante hitting up memes and saying, "Can I sleep on your couch?" Or is it meme more? I can't remember.
I'm a big night vulture guy, so I don't mind an overnight trip. I like seeing the sunrise. I like an overnight trip. Nice and easy drive.
And then so you get in studio early. And then what happened? What's the goss from behind the scenes?
What's the goss?
Justin was just there for a bit. We were just talking shit on Coleman, basically.
Julie, any gossip on Julie?
Yeah, how about Justin bringing that up? He's like, yeah, John fucking hates Julie. How about that? No, I didn't. I literally said exactly how I felt. Like I feel like I want to hate Julie, but I can't. She's too nice. Like she's way too nice.
You don't have to hate her as a person. I
Yeah,
just
but I like to hate anybody.
She's a nice person for sure. She was pleasant. Yeah. She tries to make everything more about herself, though.
That's okay.
No, John would identify with that.
Yeah, John. I'm surprised you guys hate each other.
Me.
And Mike, how was Blind Mike?
I love doing shows with Blind Mike.
Did you guys talk about our famous after party that we had with all the stars?
I talked about it a little bit before because I'm just like, in fact, like the whole group, like I met Julie's like whole family plus distant relatives that night, just like in a semicircle around me and Carm on a bed, which is a weird visual.
And then Jay's asking to come on, and he's on a bus right now, and he's saying the only reason I can't come on is because of Kirk. The only reason you can't come on because you're on a bus, brother. Call in if you want.
I'm gonna send. There's 2 people I know that called that aren't calling back in. Here we go.
Yeah, send it to Quit a Giant Beanbag Ron, and let's get the show on the road.
Yeah, let's get it moving.
I'm gonna send a tweet out taking calls.
Oh wow!
Taking calls now.
Actually, if you want Kirk on, we just put Jay on for a bit, and Kirk will show up in 5 minutes. So that's kind of a life hack.
Yeah. Man, I brought it up today on the show, but he's been on your channel 4 or 5 times. We bring Jay, he's never been on ours. We bring Jay on there for 2 minutes. He DMs me instantly. He's like, "Get me on that fucking show."
That's what I'm saying. I was so happy. I was like, I'm gonna see the Jay versus Kirk over, and Jay said something like, "Oh, he has to do it on Meeting the Minds before I would do it with him." It's so funny.
I respect that.
Jay's saying though, Jay says when Kirk can entertain again, he'll call in. So Jay,
what?
Yeah,
but a waiting link.
Damn.
No link, brother. Sorry, man.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, right, here we go.
No, not a caller. I'm just people for the number, which it's scrolling on the bottom of the screen.
Yeah. So Minifan of the Year, we haven't really got any. Okay, so I still don't think we've got the Minifan of the Year. Like, I think
we're halfway.
It's always recency bias with Minifan of the Year too, you know.
But I also think no one's really put a compelling case forward yet.
So, like, how long? Because Jeff won last year, and how long was he on the show?
Well, actually, he didn't win. Facts. He didn't win.
No,
it was a flawed
Manners
decision.
won last year.
I actually won last year. That was what actually happened.
I think I named Manners the true winner, and Manners.
I'm actually the true winner.
Oh, okay. Well, then Jeff getting second place. Exactly. How long? Yeah, Jeff. Okay, I'm running with that forever now. I got you, Manners.
No, it's true though. Like there was a flawed panel. I mean, it was a whole saga. I know you weren't listening to the show like last year, but
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, help me out here, man. I'm fucking drowning.
I know.
You're giving me a dumbbell.
But I think Jeff as well. The fact that he's not calling since that song is kind of incredible.
Well, I actually have inside info here.
Mm-hmm.
He, I think there's an issue where he would call Coleman to get on the show. So now he doesn't have his in. So that's why Jeff hasn't been. So maybe Jeff and Justin don't have their numbers, or he doesn't call Justin, or Justin is Justin's phone connected.
Yes, because I call Coleman directly when I want to get on the show too.
Yeah, so Jeff calls Coleman.
I FaceTime audio directly.
Yes. And it was funny because they were bringing it. I wanted to. I should have. I wasn't watching. Or was I watching? I wasn't watching live.
John, see, this is the problem with you. You're just not organized. Like if you'd said, let's see if we can sort the network shit out on Friday's show, we could have actually done it. And instead, you're too fucking all over the place. It's embarrassing.
It's true.
Embarrassing.
Do you want me to go through the Minifan of the Year list, or you don't care?
Not really. I just don't think we've found one yet.
I don't understand, first of all, why people are waiting to reveal their list. B, why are we? It's halfway through the year. And C, that's it. I only have 2.
There's a hotline. Yes, Outcry. 844-906-3800. Call in. We had so many calls when it was, and John didn't get it working. Now it's working out. Call in. I actually don't think Mutt should be in the running of Minifan. I don't think he should be part of Minifan of the year because I don't see him as a Minifan. He's Kirk's friend.
That's fine.
Announcer Josh, you got to think his contribution to the network or to KMS have been the number one contributor. Because without him, the basketball dies. Because if they don't have an announcer like Josh, no one cares about the basketball as much. So
he's a good candidate, but I actually do like that. I do like the idea of giving it to someone from a minority like Robbie V or something.
Robbie V not on the list. Minority wise, we got Kane is Able, Cinema Lords. So.
I think you have to be a real person to be nominated. You can't be Don the Jeweler. You can't be Jimmy. Like you can't be a parody and be Minifan of the year. That just does not make sense.
I think David in Maryland should. He's a face.
But he's actually David, isn't he? He
goes to the shows. Yeah, he's David.
Yeah. So I mean, that one's probably on the line, but I'm willing to allow it.
Another Minifan list with no clear set guidelines that will just talk about. Like I don't understand.
Yeah, that's the problem. See,
you're calling out Shark.
When I was in total control, that's why I led with an iron fist. That you need strong leadership with the Minifans. Fax knows this. Fax, you know this better than anyone, having been in the forces. Sometimes you need to rule with an iron fist to bring people together.
Yeah, you got all the non-commissioned officers jumping around, like walking around with their heads cut off. Sometimes the captain has to come in and get his company back in order.
Exactly.
People forget Dawn. People forget Dawn won the bracket and got Mike on the Lauren Compton show.
He's mine.
But you can't give it to Red and Ziggy combined. Like it's like you can't give it to just a shared account. It doesn't make sense.
Shut up.
Even if Don came out and said my name is like fucking Johnny or whatever, I would still call him Don forever. He's Don forever to me.
Yeah, but I think there's a few people, but that's fine. That's fine.
Love Don.
Has Steve from Gloucester been delisted from the KMS stock market?
I was listening to some old Kirk and Callahan on the way up, and one was some Steve from Providence stuff, and it's like he just doesn't take part in anything. Oh, Gloucester, wrong person.
Yeah, right. Boo. You had a long day. You drove back after the show.
Yeah.
Just got in the car and
crazy.
That's not really
commitment. No, that's commitment, man. Like that's a real love of the show. Like that's
I would not in a heartbeat. Like the second I heard I had an opportunity to go in there and produce, I said, "Fuck yeah!" You would do the same thing, Gunners. You know that.
Oh yeah, no, I support it 100%. I would do the same thing. I mean, I was gonna fucking fly up, dude. Yeah,
tried to do it.
I did. I offered, and I was really excited to go on with you.
It's got to suck to get cucked by Julie, though.
Hey, what can you do? Sometimes you just got to play your role, brother.
See, I'm trying to be me. Like I can't. I love Julie. She's so nice. She's so kind.
Yeah, it just sucks on the show. I mean,
I feel like after the
call in,
extremely out of there, and she was like, "John hates me. I hate him."
Yeah,
call in or don't. But
I think we've had a good show. It's been great to see everybody. I think we should wrap it up now. Unfortunately, John,
I am
the show
back.
Having calls ready. BA, what's the plan? You off on vacation again?
I'll be back next Friday, and then I think soccer for a couple more weeks, and then I think I should be back end of August, early September for back full time. So
he was the front. He trendsetter with do one show, you get 1 week of vacation.
John, we can just sort it out here. So, John, why don't you just realize that we can work? I agree we need to work together, and the best way is I just run both networks. But you're the CEO of your network. I'm the CEO of my network, but I'm also the director of both networks. And
that's what you basically do now, but you don't get the title.
But then I think as well, we could just work out a corporate structure where we're both feeling heard
You're going to lose a lot in that corporate structure, Lamenters. I am not an easy bargainer.
Yeah, you know, I guess the main thing would be we need a committee, and you know, like say Fax and BA and Joe, right? So if there's just if you
And
know
PRC.
Yeah, PRC. If there's
yeah.
like if there's say issues like, you know, I think it's stupid. Like on last Monday night, you've got open borders. You've got 3 up, 3 down, and then New Shitheads decide to do Meeting of the Minds as well. Like, if we're all working together, we can work it out so there's a show every night for people rather than 3 on one night at the same time.
Or even 2 a night.
What?
2 a night, one after the other. You know, you could have like a 7 o'clock release and 8 o'clock release.
Yeah, we could work together to make it better for the fans. Because although people can watch it on delay, you know, people want to watch live and get in the chat and abuse us and tell us how shit we are and say I'm a short cunt with a bald head, all that stuff, Rusty. What's
Meeting of the Minds will be Mondays at 8 for the foreseeable future, though. So,
well, that's fine then. But we should work on that. Okay, so 3 up, 3 down should go at 7, so it leads in. You know, open borders. Cool. Open borders could go.
You little cunt. This was my fucking idea from the beginning, but you had to go wage your tiny little fucking war.
I never waged a war. I never waged a war.
Just tell me what's going on. You're going to either give me your whole network and GVE gets it. So that's your legacy.
I'm agree with that.
And
Meeting of the Minds on the Minifan Network.
You want to swap?
John doesn't negotiate with terrorists.
I want the key to the door, and you just say, "See you later." And I walk in. Joe's sitting there. Dante.
And I get your network. You want to just swap?
Ball them all. I want to
swap.
Play them all.
You just want to swap.
Yeah, I do.
It's actually been our long con. We want GVE to get the Minifan Network. That's a lot, and then you get this one, and then
imagine if the Intel guys ended up owning the Kirkman.
That would be good.
Great.
And we could, you know, we could have Meeting of the Minds.
That's all around.
We could have, we could have the shit shows like Meeting of the Minds, Open Borders. You know, you put them on the second channel, and then you have, you know, you sort of premiere networks.
Mike of the
Why your third world country never got anywhere. This is negotiating. Like what? So okay, so not only do you get all my shit, you also are telling me I get to bring the show everybody loves right now to your network.
I'm saying we work it out together.
Makes sense.
And we have a committee. Like if you say to me, oh no, I really believe in Open Borders' future. I'm willing to bet on Luke McKay. Okay, John, if you're willing to put your name to Luke, then that's fine. Let's see how they go.
My last conversation with Luke.
Hey, how are you, Axe? Hey, how are you? Axe in the chat, fellas.
She's having a wonderful road trip.
I'm negotiating for Joe here. Let's just.
I think we put together a committee. So for example, I can't suspend you or fire you unless the committee is on board with it. So there'll be no autocratic regime. It won't be, you know, fascist. It won't be the fascist state you run at the moment where you've got complete control.
I mean, there won't have to be another goddamn rebellion because of your tyrannical ways.
No, that was a Kirk bit because he got upset about a joke. And the other thing was, like, I'm basically running your network anyway. Like I said last Friday, you need to delegate Mike and the Minifans, and then you delegated Mike and the Minifans. I mean,
Manners, if you want to sit on a big shiny throne with a big fucking hat,
I want what's best for the Minifans because you're not good enough.
I'm here producing these motherfuckers shows.
That's your perfect role. That's your perfect role.
It's perfect, but just remember, it will be called GVE.
and people forget that Don the Jeweler clipped that clip for Kirk and Kirk.
So would it be the Menace Minifan Network brought to you by GVE? Is that how the second?
No, it's like when the Starks got Winterfell back and they dropped those banners. That we're gonna have that'll be a fucking promo video I make. Like that's gonna happen. It'll be a complete.
But I can't give you. But that's Kirk. The Menace Minifan Network is still Kirk's. Like I can't say. Like Kirk has to be on board with GVE taking over that channel.
You see, the difference between you and I, Menners, is you're making deals that only Kirk can make anyways. So we can't make this deal right now, or Kirk could just come in
I'm
here.
just saying the naming rights of the channel. We need, the fine print. We need to get into the fine print. That's all.
Ted wearing that GVE shirt yesterday really helped our cause. I have to admit that.
Okay, you thought the same thing. I was going to say the same thing, dude.
Everyone did.
Everyone is messaging me like that's a GVE guy.
I was watching the rest of it this morning, and I was going to do the same shit. I was about to send both of y'all a message.
You think he wore that shirt and brought that up in the same day on coincidence? No, it didn't happen that way. It didn't.
Ted the GVE.
Manners, listen. I want you to be my boss again. Your dumbass needs to stop negotiating yourself into a corner because you're a little fucking grabby hands.
I haven't negotiated into any corner. I just want both control. There will be no reprisals. Because I'm magnanimous. But at the moment,
it's sad what they did to you. I do think that, and my day is coming soon. But it's like, boy, if I'm gonna get me, I'm gonna get me, kid, and it's gonna be called GV.
What I'm see that he's got his dumb roadcaster. The thing is, I just can't handle the injustice. The injustice of having the network taken. Like Shark Minahan tweeted out the stats every month. The network's the content was going up and up and up.
Yeah, I was a part of that, right?
Because you sold high. You sold high. It was
Kirk sticks with all these fuck sticks who do pathetic jobs, including like the producers he works with. Someone is actually getting good results on one of his channels, and he goes, "Oh, I'm just fuck it." He made a joke about 40%, so now I'm going to fuck with him. Yeah, that's
bold strategy, Cotton. I love it.
See, this is the shit that I'm pissed that I missed out on. That's just one thing.
Oh,
I'm so mad to have missed out.
Back in the day, we had no say. We'd be in trouble for having this conversation. You would not be on that list. First of all, I didn't say this on air. Facts being on that top Minifan list was offensive to me. And I'm a facts guy. But it's like a new guy getting on the list, and like we work so hard to make it to all the new guys and work so hard. What does that even mean? And it's like, but no, I'm happy you're there. I hate it.
That's okay. I know. I don't hold that against you at all.
Good.
What are you talking about? This is why you shouldn't be the CEO, because you talk shit like that.
I'm talking to my friend. Okay.
Bigging up Facts. Facts is the future.
Facts is the future.
That's what you don't realize.
I was the guy. I'm the guy who brought Facts to do. Shut up.
In 5 years from now, it's going to be Facts Fridays, Facts and Friends.
Yeah, Facts and Friends, Facts Fridays. We're going to back wagon.
Yeah, it's going to be Facts Fridays. Menners is going to be, Menners is going to be a playboy with all these young ladies around him. Not having time for.
How about step one of our negotiations, and then we could wrap this up, is you'd stop tweeting to try to get me canceled. Like stuff like
and those are funny every time.
I know it's daytime where you are, but the threatening text in the middle of the night just hit different in America because it's
yeah. Look,
wake up, get a glass of water. He's threatening to have your head.
You see, I'm awake late, and he knows that. So it's a creepy message from a little troll at 4 a.m. saying, like, I'm going to get you.
I'll be honest, I have Googled how to engage in psychological warfare a lot in the last.
The Art of War.
Yep, Sun Tzu.
Yeah, that's right. That's the only personal growth you need. I just tweeted that yesterday.
I've sort of done some study on how you can just gradually chip it away at someone. So when you completely broke down last Friday, I know part of that was you knew I was going to be waiting for this.
It was a cry of
that was the crescendo.
You know how many of the flock came? Oh, we got a caller.
Oh, holy shit!
Jesus Christ!
How long has that guy been
around for long enough?
All right, go ahead. 908.
908, welcome to Menners Live, hosted by BA Preaching Menners.
Hold on. I don't have it plugged in.
Oh my god. John, I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
Holy fuck, dude. Is the call weren't the calls just working? Maybe we need to take him out.
I know. Wait, stay on the line, man.
This is your CEO. Oh, Jesus.
So we don't have calls.
What a shit show. I should just stop showing up on Fridays. Call's gone. Call's gone. Calls. And if I were that caller, I would fucking. What an asshole. Ugh.
That's Beanbag. That was Beanbag Ron. He said fuck.
Call back, Ronnie.
Call back. We want to hear Minifan of the Year candidate.
Again, do you think he's a Minifan of the Year candidate? BA?
Oh yeah, Ron.
He's on the list. He was on the list.
What are his odds?
He was high.
I just had it pulled up. Beanbag Ron is he's third plus 350.
Yeah. Well, as BA knows, I went into war for that guy.
He did. He did.
Stood up to Kirk for Ron.
He did. That was the best. Menners has his guys back. He does.
Which one is that one? You know that episode name?
No, that was on. That was offline. That was on a Mike and the Minifans Menners Live. One of those. It was on one of these shows.
There you go. There you
All
go.
right. Well, been great to catch up. I still think we're at an impasse with the networks.
You guys just need to. We all just need to get along, guys. You know.
How about we just form a committee? So we form a committee. I'm the chairman.
Oh, wait 1 sec.
His problem. Yeah, R.I.P. Ocella. Manners, what's going on your side of the road?
Oh, Montante tried calling in.
Well, the lines are fine now, so
Montante could call in.
Everyone calls once and then sends 10 texts I couldn't get through. Call in again. Well, we got to figure it out, all right, everyone?
I'm sorry that it didn't work for 40 minutes, then it worked for one call, then I disconnected it. I'm sorry, guys. Call back.
Yeah, that's a good point.
On my side of the street, John, things are going fine. I mean, I'm just focused on Manners Live, 3 Up, 3 Down, doing good shows. People are more than welcome to join the network. But there's no love from the main show. The producers never promote any shows. There's never any audio played. It's just you personally, John, have kind of killed the buzz around it. You know, you as CEO of the main channel have made it irrelevant. Like, do you ever, cut clips and send them in and say, hey, this bit from Drips in the Office is good? Or did you hear Luke this week send in a clip of Luke?
The man I met would kill for the world John from Scranton gives him every day. So shut your little pie hole.
He deluded. See, you're so sensitive.
I know.
It's because it's true. It's true, but it's fine. Look,
I hate you.
You keep battling away. You keep battling away. I like to see
your little propaganda machine, Ted Sellers. I love Ted Sellers, or not Ted Sellers. Ted. I know what you guys are doing to me. I know.
Do it.
Seems to be.
Well, I guess if everyone's saying the same thing, maybe there's something to it. Like.
There's a lot of people saying that. You should hear it. It's the quiet majority, the silent majority matters.
I think we have a committee. I think the way out of this is a committee for the 2 networks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the chairman. You can be my vice president. I'm the president. You're the vice president, and we work together.
I'll continue doing everything for you like I did before, and I do now.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Like, what's different now for you? You have less shows to have somebody else do for you.
No, I'm happy with this arrangement, but the Minifans are kind of suffering. The Minifans are suffering. That's all. As I said, last Monday is a great example. There's no way 3 shows should have been airing at the same time.
Justin tried to bring that up in the show.
What?
Last month, this Monday? Like what Steve? Or are you talking about last Monday? What's last Monday?
He tried to bring up the Mike and the Minifans. Yeah, you're right. Is that what you mean?
That's what I thought you meant.
No, he was talking about the shows after the show. He was talking about the network shows.
Yeah. It's all right. He's still trying to work out the phones.
No, phones are good. Phones are good.
Someone call in just to make sure the phones are good, and then we'll wrap.
Yeah, he just wants one more call, doesn't he?
You want one?
I kind of want to go play video games, but I'm.
What are you playing? What are you playing, BA?
Well, it's actually this episode was brought to you by the Fawns Dynasty League, college football Dynasty League. 16 Minifans, including.
What was kind of sad at the beginning of Mike and the Minifans? You just reading every one of Sneaker's comments like his bitch. Like
well, he did make a funny one.
When you get together, how far does his penis go up your ass when you're together?
He did make a funny one, but I did read a couple too.
You have it. You got to figure it out,
dude. I got you, dog.
Can you hear BA? Is it coming through for you?
Practicing 1,000 times working.
I don't hear it.
Is this a bit from
We're joking.
No, we can hear.
No, they could hear you. They're just cocks.
John, you said something. You said something today along the lines of, "Oh yeah, Montante's right, but we've gone at it back and forth." What was your what's your favorite? What's the most infamous battle between us, John? I was curious.
Wait, our battle? I mean, we were on Mike and the Minifans screaming at each other.
You hit it today, like me and Montante. We've gone back and forth a few times.
At one point,
back and forth, John. Unless I'm missing something.
I mean, we were on this show screaming at each other, Mike.
That could be it.
That was during the producer race. You were calling me a snake. I was calling you. You don't remember that? You're such an idiot.
It didn't stand out that much to me. I mean, I was just curious.
That's because you're a mean guy.
Snake behavior, not.
No, I said at the end. I said during the show, Montante. I was like, I don't know why I'm being such a dick to Montante today.
Yeah, it's very mean.
Rude. It's
very rude.
It was so mean.
It was a battle everyone remembers.
How close you are to Boston, by the way. You're fucking 4 hours away.
Yeah, no. It's
Good
not.
for you,
It's
but
not.
all right,
It's not.
let's
It's not a hard ride. It's all fucking one straight shot.
Montante, congratulations on the sales. I'm happy for you. Do you think the golf tournament's going to happen?
He's gone.
Yeah.
Well,
cool.
Great call.
You just called me.
I'm about to start producing a crypto podcast. Sorry, a podcast on crypto. So hopefully I can learn something. So get some of the money back Montante stole from me.
Yeah, Montante gave me like stock advice. I treated him like shit on the show today. I don't know.
Remember Montante's very first show on GV was he would do a stock. He would do a stock show, and he had a notepad of all the stocks he would
It was a good show.
slinging. Yeah.
I think it went for like 2 episodes, but that was.
Yeah, he did a stock show.
And hey,
the rise of Montante in the 5 years is unlike no other. Now
he's a really talented guy.
He is. He has on-air talent, off-air sales talent. He was a producer. He's kind of like the Renaissance man. Ladies man. He's like the Renaissance man of the Minifan universe. Michael Montante, last in his class, Renaissance man.
Jay saying this is all completely fake.
I'm surprised. Why are you giving him oxygen? It's not meeting the minds.
Yeah, Jay, Meeting the Minds is back Mondays. You'll be happy.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for tuning into Manners Live on this Friday night. I want to thank everybody for sticking around in the chat. I want to thank you, John. Thank you, Fax. Thank you, BA. Thank you, Patrick Ford. Thank you, Kane. Thank you to all the Minifans that really support the Manners Minifan Network.
Thank you. And actually, thank you everyone for listening to the first hour of Mike and the Minifans as well. Thank you, Fax. Thank you, John. Thank you, Kane.
Thank you, Kirk.
Thank you, Kirk.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Justin.
Thank you.
Thank you, Steve Robinson.
Thank you, Ted Sellers.
Thank you, Julie.
Thank you, Freddie Lynn. Thank you, Jamison. Thank you, Jackson. Thank you, Patriots. Think again. Thank you, Don the Jeweler. You selfish prick.
Oh, we got a caller.
Oh, we have a caller.
781.
Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Mikey Grab Bags. I love ChatGPT too.
That's all I wanted.
Hello.
It was Jay. We need to end it now.
Thank you, Jay.
Red.
Thank you, Jay.
Thank you, Root Beer, social media guy.
It's Late Night with Mad Manners. I'm your host. Hello, everybody. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Manners till midnight. I will be taking your calls. I am also still alive. I haven't been fucked to death by koalas. So stick it up your ass, Steve. Yeah, it's really good to see someone while we're all on lockdown. That's it. It's always sort of been there, the women's game, but it's just been ignored. So they're fucking scared. I mean, look at Steve Robinson. Since he talked about his parents in the first episode, he basically lied since then because he's too afraid. He doesn't have the guts that Kirk has.